Yo, 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 yo.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Nigga sounded like Vin Rhymes and guns and butter.
Ving, guns and butter. You know what the problem with
Guns.
you little niggas? You think you know everything about the world, but you don't know shit. Two types of niggas in this world.
Finish, nigga. Don't stop, nigga.
Niggas with
Pause.
guns
Pause.
and, and niggas with butter. Now, what are the guns? Stocks and bonds, artwork, shit that appreciates with value. What's the butter? Cars, clothes, jewelry, all of the other bullshit that don't mean shit after you buy it. Guns and butter, baby. Little dumb motherfuckers.
Where
Yeah,
you
man, I can go into acting, man. Yeah.
where you got that movie at?
Ooh, for the
Is it
hood classics or what?
uh,
Or in general?
just kind of like in general, like on your top, you got like a top 20, because top five I know ain't cutting. You know that bitch ain't.
All time?
Yeah, you think it's in your top 20?
Top 20, top 20. Yeah, it's up there. It's up there.
That mean, that
Tone
mean
was
it.
good. Tone. Me and me and Tone used to quote that shit all the time.
Oh, for
Baby
real?
boy. Yeah.
That makes
Especially
sense. Why
Ving Rhames parts.
that makes sense why you on that shit so heavy like that.
That nigga was in the kitchen. Want some breakfast?
Oh, y'all was
You got
roommate?
him up in the kitchen scrambling eggs and drinking up all the Kool-Aid? Fuck, man. Nigga Jody was mad. Oh, you on that hen dog? That's the end of that bottle. What's going
Yeah.
on?
Trees
You
just
got a
went to the
fresh boy?
store. Trees just
Oh,
went
she
to the
just
store.
went to the
Got me.
store?
Yep,
Just
yep.
made a little run for you?
I told her I needed to re-up, man. Shit. I had to run around for you. You had to run around for me real quick, dog.
Yo. What's good? What's good?
I think
Hey
I'm gonna
man,
be
how you
back.
been, man? How was your week, man? How's the back? You know what I mean? Where you at progress wise? You making improvements? What's going on?
Uh, so
I see you a little bit more spry, a little shoulders a little bit, you
yeah,
know, on
I
a
feel
little.
more. So last week I was down bad, nigga. I was on the scale
Yeah,
last
we saw.
last
We yeah.
podcast, nigga. I was like on the scale of 0 to 100, nigga. I was at like a 1. I was just
Mm-hmm.
surviving off the hen dog.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was drunk as fuck on the podcast, but not, I don't get like crazy, like act, I'm still,
Yeah.
coherent
Right,
with
right,
me.
right, right. Still in your right mind.
Right. Once we got off, fam, the drunkenness went right away, my nigga.
And
Gee,
that
when I say,
pain rose up on your ass.
man, that shit was like, nigga, like throbbing, nigga, like all in the bottom, the
Oh
top of my
yeah, yeah. Be
buttocks.
careful with your word. Yeah, be
I said
careful.
the top of the buttocks. I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
I ain't.
okay. I'm
You know what
just
I'm
saying.
saying? You know what I'm
Sound
saying?
like you about to say some crazy shit,
And it was pain like all in my ass cheeks, nigga.
man.
It was just throbbing, nigga. So then, I went to the hospital. They gave me some shit, man. Made me feel a
Uh
lot
huh.
better. Tell me what I gotta do. So the main, I still kind of like slip the L5 disc, but it's pretty much that I'm just real tight. Like my body, like my hips, like everything is just tight. So it's causing pain. So I guess I'm getting old, dog. I appreciate you.
Oof. Damn.
Appreciate you. I got to
This
be
your
fresh.
this your first moment of getting old. This your first getting old
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, dog. Because now, so like the pain is kind of like it's still there, but it comes in spurts. And now
Right.
I gotta like get some fucking medicine and rub it on
Mm-hmm.
my body to make it go away. So this shit kind of like I'm like, damn, fuck, nigga, I'm at that age now. That shit
You
kind of
got
like
some icy hot nigga Tiger Bomb. What you got?
nah. So it's called it's like it's
Tori said you need
EMUCI.
some WD-40.
Oh,
Conrad said this motherfucker tight. Pause.
that shit ain't go. That shit ain't even gonna help.
What'd you say? What was you about to say? What you
I
got
was
for it?
just telling you the name of the shit that I gotta use that helps with it. I remember I told you
Shit,
it's
let
called like
me know, nigga. I might.
what,
Hey, I'm
what
up
is
there
it?
too.
What is the nerve I told you was a
Sciatic.
sciatic nerve? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
that's like one of the biggest nerves in our body, and my
Yeah,
shit is like fucked up. You know what I'm saying right now,
that shit
and
run
that's
through
what's
you.
causing all the fucking pain. So
Damn.
and so I went to go hoop last night,
Oh, this nigga here. Well,
but
I'm glad to see you. You know, you still
I
good
stretched
after
like
that.
20. Look, I stretched 20 minutes. I've never stretched before a game, never in my life.
Ever.
I stretched 20 minutes before
All
and
right.
20 minutes afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And You know,
You was
I was
good.
good. I got home, I felt good, took a shower.
Right.
Once I got in the bed, the pain just kind of like start kicking in.
Mm.
So I had to do like a lot of stretching, more stretching, you know, popped a couple of pills, and then I felt a little better.
Need to get Tone said you need some Epsom salt.
Nah, that don't help. That don't help.
Not with the sciatic.
Nah, that shit is on the nerve. It's like, you got like a root canal when like nigga,
Yeah, it's
like
different.
ain't shit you can do about it.
Yep, that
So it's
shit different.
my nigga Paris mama told me about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of it. But I ordered it. That shit costs like $60. Once you rub it on your body, it takes like 3 minutes to kick in, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, it'll take the pain right away.
Got you.
So yeah,
Got
I
you.
had to get that shit. Try to help you get through it.
Damn, dog.
But
Niggas
I
getting
feel
old,
better.
man. What was your box score? What was your stat line? Since you fresh off an injury
Oh, dog,
last
you know
night.
what I'm
What you got,
saying?
about 6 points, 2
Nah,
rebounds,
nah, nah,
1
nah,
assist,
nah, nah, nah,
9
nah.
fouls. What you do? What's up there?
I hit first game. I hit a little two.
Okay, little midi, little Chris
Let me
Paul
know.
midi.
No. So it's a 3-pointer, but when you go to 11, it's a two.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you was
But
just
no, no,
spotting
no.
up in the
Let me
corner.
explain. I
Okay,
was
I'm listening.
I was about 1 for 10.
1 for 10 from the field. Oh man, you blew my ticket, man. I had you on my motherfucking parlay. You blew it.
But
Fuck my
hey, I
ticket
won for
up.
10. But what I'm always do, nigga, I drop dimes, nigga. I'm gonna drop that shit
Oh,
off, nigga. I'm
okay.
gonna drop the dimes. I'm gonna drop them bitches, nigga. On my mama, I'm gonna drop them dimes,
I need you to cut to the basket
you
for me, big dog. Don't just stand there.
yeah, nigga. I be like, nigga, cut, motherfucker. You gotta cut.
Shit, I'm 1 for 10. I gotta
Hey,
start
speaking of
distributing.
basketball, though, speaking of
What up?
basketball, speaking on
Yep.
you being Women's History Month, dog, yo,
Yes. Y'all see
we
the
gotta get
background?
credit to the what is it, the NCAW is what is it called for women? What is it?
Shit, just
NCAW?
the NCAA WB women's
Yeah,
basketball.
WB, what the fuck it
Mm-hmm.
is, dog. Yo, these women been balling, nigga, on
Yeah.
Saturday. I was bed rest Saturday, you know what I'm saying? So Saturday and Sunday, well,
Mm-hmm.
especially Sunday, I just was, man, fam, I've never been this, like locked in on watching college basketball, like women's college basketball
Yeah.
ever in my life. Like I'll watch
Uh-huh.
maybe one team, probably, with Connecticut when they had Maya Moore or,
Mm-hmm.
somebody, a big dog. But like, fam, like Nebraska got a dog, fam. Like Stanford got a dog. Like there's so many girls out here that's balling.
Iowa, USC, LSU,
Man,
South Carolina.
bro, like it's
Yeah,
just
it's
so many
crazy.
hoopers, fam. I'm like, damn, like this
Yeah.
gonna be the first time I'm gonna do a women's bracket, my nigga, ever in life, man. I've never did it, but
Yeah,
this
me
this
neither.
season,
I'll be
I'm like,
honest.
I'm doing me a women's bracket, fam. It's been so
Mm-hmm.
fun to watch, dog. Like I've been digging this shit, dog, man. So shouts out to all the women that's been balling, and they don't even get enough credit, for like shit.
In
If if
general.
if, if, if it keeps up like this, and I hate to say it like that, but
Right.
like they need to get bigger fucking sponsors, fam. Like this shit has been fun to watch for me. I'm a sports
Yeah.
fan, but I ain't gonna lie, in the past it's hard for me to watch women's sports. Besides women
Mm-hmm.
volleyball, because they dominate that shit, and women's
Mm-hmm.
track, but
Yeah.
this women's basketball shit been amazing, man. And I hope it just
Yeah.
continue to progress, man, and move up, because that shit was fun. And to make these, ladies get more money in the world,
Yeah.
they sometimes they got when they in the WNBA, once they get done playing, they got to go
Mm-hmm.
overseas, to keep the checks coming.
Make some bread. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, man.
that's real though. That's why Brittany Grant, what's her name?
Brittany Griner.
When she got arrested, they was
She
going
got caught
overseas.
up in Russia. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got to
Yeah.
keep make that money coming in. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, man,
man.
I hope it continues to grow. That way they don't
Mm-hmm.
gotta, work extra hard and work year round. You know what I'm saying? To
I
make it be
agree,
done.
man. I agree. They've been balling. I mean, we talked about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese going at it last year. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It was a good tournament last year, and then it ramped up over to this year because they both returned to school, and then you got the young girl from USC that you talked about. You got South Carolina got a good squad. Nebraska
Hey,
got a squad.
hey, sister
So
girl, just W girl, boy, she be pulling too. She gave Caitlin Clark a run for their money the other
yeah,
day,
she
man.
was a problem. She was a
Yeah,
problem.
boy. Hey,
Yep.
that was a good ass game.
Yeah, man. So hopefully, I mean, like you said, hopefully that transcends over to the WNBA. They're able to take those talents and elevate them up to the professional level. And
Mhm.
hopefully, like you said, that'll garner more sponsors, more viewership, more exposure, because that's what they need. You know what I mean? I mean, it's you got to start somewhere, so it starts with the talent.
Right.
So once the talent is there, obviously people gonna watch more, and hopefully people attend more games, buy more merchandise, do anything to try to boost the economy within the WNBA, and that's
Mhm.
gonna obviously carry over to bigger contracts, for the ladies. So
Yep.
yeah, man, hopefully that pan out for them, man.
Yep.
So
And
yeah,
shout out to
appreciate
Tori,
you.
our dog Tori. His daughter's made. I think it's Diana Taurasi's like AAU team. So
AAU team. Yep.
yeah. So
Yep.
shout out
Congratulations.
to Amaya in heaven, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's big time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They did their thing, man, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go and get into it, man. Welcome to Against the Grain podcast. This is episode number 15. Whoo, man, we've been rocking. We are your hosts. I am Terrence Thompson. This is my guy, H-Town, aka B Murr from the third.
Hey, that's cool. I like when you do that shit.
Yeah, man, we got a good show for y'all, man. We got a lot of NFL free agency to go over. We got a few other things, few other topics, pop culture, and some other things that we gonna go over for y'all, man. Feel free to chime in the comments. We always encourage that, man. We love the engagement. We love going back and forth with y'all. So don't be shy in the comments, man. Let your voice be heard, even if it's crazy like last week. We ain't gonna highlight that, but my
Before
boy
we get
Trav
started,
said
let's
some
go ahead and
wild
get a
shit.
shot in. Hey,
Let's get the
a
shot
in.
in. Yep,
Get a shot
already
in.
got it queued up. Already got
What
it
you
queued
sipping
up. You
on?
already know. I'm always coming with the U, big time. You feel me?
No, minus that bullshit.
But here you go.
What you got in that?
Oh, I'm on a tequila, man. I'm back on the Hornitos. I had to go back to the basics. I strayed too far off. I strayed too far off, man. So, yep, there it is, bro. We up. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, man. Let's get into it, bro. NFL free agency, man. Shit been going fucking crazy out here, bro. Like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know how to keep up with this shit, man. Fam, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot, man. We can start with Kirk Big Joker Cousins. And
Why
you
he
might
big?
ask yourself, why am
Why he
I
big?
calling him the Big Joker? The
I
reason
definitely.
I'm saying Big Joker is if y'all, all my spades players out there, you know the Big Joker is the guarantee. It's a guaranteed book. Can't nothing beat the Big Joker. And the reason I'm saying guaranteed is Kirk Cousins, man. These contracts, I don't know how he keep getting them, bro. With guaranteed bread. He did it in Washington. He did it in Minnesota. And now he's doing it again in Atlanta, man. I don't know who his agent is, but god damn, that man can negotiate his ass off. And you might not like Kirk Cousins, but hey, the man gets his bread.
So
He
what he
comes to
got?
the table and he
4
makes his
year,
money, man.
4 year,
Say
180, 100 guarantee, right?
Say that again.
4 years, 100
4
mil,
years.
180, 100
Uh-huh.
guarantee, right?
100 mil guaranteed?
Right. Yeah, that's what it was. Is it? Now, let me ask you this question.
What up?
Is he worth it? Because he 12 years in, one playoff win. 12 years in, one playoff win.
Bruh, this was that was part of one of my questions I was going to ask you, bro.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good. I mean, we here now. We here now. We here now, man. I don't like, bruh. What's the importance of the regular season success for quarterbacks? Because a lot of quarterbacks have regular season success. They 4,000 yards, 3,500, 4,000 yards. They got 25, 30, 35 tutties. They might throw 6 or 7 picks. Anywhere under 10 picks, I feel like is a good year, along with the other stats. Depending on if they're a pocket quarterback or a scrambling quarterback. If you're a pocket guy, obviously you're not going to have many rushing yards. If you're a scrambling guy, you're going to do your thing. You know, Lamar Jacksons of the world. But Kirk Cousins, man, consistently throughout the regular season, when he was with Washington, that's how he got his first contract. With Minnesota, he'd been doing his thing. He had Justin Jefferson and a couple other receivers. And now he in Atlanta, man, where he's surrounded by a lot of young talent. Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. He's in another good situation where he's probably going to continue to put up big numbers. He's going to keep being Kirk Cousins. However, When it comes to the playoffs, we don't see the same type of production. We don't see the same Kirk Cousins. We see turnovers. We see sloppy play. We see the lack of confidence. I don't know where that comes from. So now you got to ask yourself as a GM, is his regular season success worth these big guaranteed contracts if I can't get the same type of production in the playoffs? Is it his fault? Is it the defense fault? Who do you put this blame on year after year after year? It's hard to quantify this, bro. It's difficult for me. I can't really say he's not worth it because he's going to put you in a position where you can win games. I'm going to tell you that much. So I don't know, man. I don't know how to call it.
That's kind of what you, if that's what you say, if he put you in a position to win games, then that means he's worth it then.
I think so.
I think so too.
I like Kirk. I like him. I'm gonna be honest.
He gets the job done, man. I think especially if they play Bijan a little bit more this year, because they on the back half, they kind of like, they put him on a little, I don't know what the fuck they did to him. They like cut his play.
they put him on to save him. Say it again.
He was on that NBA minutes restriction type shit.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, man.
I don't know if they were trying to save him for next season. They knew they wasn't going nowhere this season or what,
bro. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Cotto said he'll take Kirk over Tua.
I
would too, but coming from Cotto, because I thought he was a big Tua guy,
But Kirk get the job done, man. I mean, when we look at his career, has Minnesota, I mean, more so in Minnesota, because I feel like in Minnesota that was his peak, his prime. I mean, I feel like he's still in his prime, but that's really all you have to go off of. Did Minnesota ever really have like a great defense? Maybe 2 of those years they had a defense worth mentioning, but aside from that, he didn't really have the defenses that some of the other championship teams had. I don't think so. I think, like I said, maybe 1 or 2 of those years.
I'm only going to give a little pushback because, a lot of the Brady back end years, he didn't have a great defense. Not the Buck team, not the Buccaneers. Super Bowl
talking about the Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots on the back end.
I'm talking about the championship teams, though, not the regular teams.
I'm talking about championship teams, though.
Okay.
Look at what's his goddamn name? KC quarterback, when he won his first chip,
Pat.
they ain't have a solid defense.
Okay.
Even teams that even got there, like I don't even think fucking what was the Bengals defense good when he got there?
Who, Cincinnati? Who you talking about? Joe Burrow?
Yeah, was that defense good when they got there though? So
no.
That's what I'm saying though. Is we can't even talk about nigga. At the end of the day, dog. In this era we live in now, it kind of comes down to the defense. I mean, to the quarterback and what you're gonna do to succeed and get us over that hump. I get it's a team and more people got to do more things, but we can't say the defense ain't been. I mean, it's quarterback play, baby.
So you feel like he's had good enough defenses and it just was on him? So all the playoff losses are on his shoulders?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I just mentioned a lot of quarterbacks that did not have great defenses.
Still got the job done.
Still got the job done. At least made it to the Super Bowl or made it to the NFC Championship or the AFC Championship. So we can't say. I'm only talking in the Minnesota years. I ain't talking fucking Washington.
Washington, yeah, that shit. Yeah,
I don't remember who was on his team. Who did he have?
I don't. The crazy thing is, him and RG3 was drafted in the same draft, and I think
same shit.
Kirk was 5th or 6th round pick, and we see where RG3 is. I mean, obviously he had catastrophic injuries, but we see where Kirk is, one of the highest paid quarterbacks. If not, he might go down as the highest paid quarterback ever once it's all said and done in terms of guaranteed money.
Guaranteed money
at this rate,
because fucking Washington gave him so many what was that shit called? Tags.
They gave him. Say it again.
Washington gave him so many tags.
Oh, the franchise tag. Yep.
And then once he got to Minnesota, they gave him $80 million guaranteed. What it was like 2 years, $80 million guaranteed when he first got there.
Kirk was a 3rd round pick, Cotto? I thought he was later than that. That's interesting. They took RG3 in the 1st and then turned around and took him in the 3rd.
Wasn't Gruden the coach? His brother?
I believe he was at that time.
Yeah, them motherfuckers don't know football.
It wasn't John, though. It was the other one.
No, I know. But
okay.
They don't know football. I'm putting them together.
That's
They don't know football.
that's interesting. If they did that, that's I don't know. That's kind of
Because
crazy.
don't forget they do dumbass moves. They had a chance. The Raiders, when he was the coach of the Raiders, they had a chance to get Brady. They could have had Brady and Gronk. What was Dana White had the deal in place, and Gruden
Mm,
said no. So
yeah.
I mean, that's just what they do. They do stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Next mention is in my opinion is Russell Wilson, man, to Pittsburgh, bro. That was I don't want to say it was a surprising move. I mean, we knew Denver was trying to move away from Russ. They owed him a lot of money, so they took a huge dead cap hit, against the salary or whatever. And then Pittsburgh turned around and trade away Deontay Johnson, which I'm not
The running
understanding
back,
that. Why would you
no, the
say it
receiver,
again?
the
Yeah.
rookie, they
Yep.
traded him.
Yes. He's
Where's he
in
at?
Carolina now.
What was it like? What was the trade?
The compensation, I can't remember. It wasn't nothing crazy though. It wasn't nothing crazy, but that surprised me. I mean, he had those are him along with Pickens. Those are two legit weapons, and they got the tight end, and then you still got the two backs. So I'm not sure why you would take away one of
You
his
got one
weapons
back.
unless they
You got one
plan
back.
on doing something in the draft.
You got one back. They ain't got two back.
Nah, well, according to you, it's one back.
Dog, you know the starter nigga ain't good. He ain't been good in the league.
Najee Harris. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that's up for that's subjective.
okay.
But
You think he's been good? Real quick, you think he's been good in the
last
league?
year he wasn't as good as he was the previous years.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I don't know, but we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be the offense is gonna look different with Russ in there. So I don't know who the OC is. I don't know what type of approach they're gonna take. I think that's gonna be interesting. Obviously, they in a tough division, AFC North. With Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Baltimore. So
So
it
do you like it or don't like the move? I want to know like
man, I like it for Pittsburgh. I think it's an upgrade from what they had. They kept going back and forth.
we talked the other day when we was at when we was kicking it with my dog. You was like they just blamed Russ. Russ had a great year, so it's not like he fell off from any years previous, right?
Statistically, yeah, I don't think Russ really fell off.
So then why is it not a great move from Kenny
I said
Pickett?
it's a good move.
You kind of was hesitant though. You
No,
ain't like
I
yeah,
think
that's a
I
great.
think it's a good move. I think it's a good move, but not if you're gonna take weapons away from him. You can't just Deontay Johnson, in my opinion, is a good receiver. He's a good slot type receiver. So unless you're gonna replace him with somebody else, I don't know how you expect him to really be successful with one primary receiver and nobody else other than the tight end. I
They
don't know
got
what
enough.
type of
I mean,
offense
there's
they're gonna
other
run.
receivers though, fam.
Say it again.
There's other receivers on their squad.
Who? Name somebody else other
I'm
than
not saying.
Pickens.
Oh, you saying like a name brand? I mean, it probably be somebody we don't know. They got in the tuck.
Okay.
Pittsburgh keep receivers, dog. You know that they keep a little
Well,
fast nigga.
we gonna have to. Well, we will have to revisit this after the draft to see if they go get somebody in the draft. Or, I mean, free agency is not over. You know what I mean? We just getting started. We only on day 3, so we gonna see what else happens, man. But they have to surround him with at least another key piece. You can't just be like, oh, we're gonna get it done with Pickens and Fryer move, and then
I think
Najee Harris and the other dude coming out the backfield. That's not
I
gonna
think
get
it
it
was a
done.
great
Not in
move,
the
man.
AFC North. Absolutely not.
I
Not
got you.
against
I think it was a
Cincinnati,
great
not
move.
against Baltimore. It's not going to work. You
I
need
think
more
it was
than
a
that.
great move, man. I think it was a great move, and they're not paying the money. You only got to pay this dude $1 million. You ain't have to give up shit. It's just all you did was kind of like give. If anything, you help Pickens for the competition to try to step up his game. You know that's how this shit go. When you get legitimate competition in the fucking room, then it's only gonna step up. It should step up the next man play.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if anything, I don't think it's competition. I don't think Kenny Pickett should look at it as competition. It's like I'm sitting behind a veteran who's a
what the fuck you
Super
mean?
Bowl
He should
champion.
look at it as competition.
How is it competition from Kenny Pickett?
You know, you said Kenny Pickett should not look at this as competition. Why not?
Absolutely not. How is he going to compete? Russ is the day one starter. As long as Russ is healthy, Kenny
No, he
Pickett is
is
not
not.
going to beat
No,
Russ out.
you. I mean,
Why do you think
again.
they brought him in? Why would
So
you
I mean,
bring him in only to sit him behind Kenny Pickett? What sense does that make?
it's not to sit him behind, but let's just say, for instance, Kenny Pickett. First of all, they not lose nothing. They didn't have to give anything away. They didn't have to do nothing.
What
So
does that
you
have to
ain't.
do with them competing for QB1?
So look. So understand this. So you bring people in to compete. So you still drafted Kenny Pickett with your first round pick last year. So what you trying to do? You still want to develop him, but what if he come in? He could come in and he could see
and do what that he hasn't done.
Same thing Baker Mayfield did. I mean,
Fam, if
everybody.
Kenny Pickett was that good, they would not have went out
I
and
get
sought
it.
after a quarterback. As
I
simple
get
as
it.
that.
I get it. But
There's
sometimes
no reason to look for a QB if we good with Kenny Pickett.
Sometimes
That's what it boils down to.
Sometimes things change though. I get that, and I understand what you're saying though. But you
Okay.
bring in when you don't got competition. Sometimes you could do shit that that you just get around and don't give a fuck. Kind of like Kyler Murray. He don't got competition, so he don't study playbooks. He don't do the necessary stuff he's supposed to do. But now you bring in a legit threat. Now it's like fuck. I'm not saying it's right, but let me put my foot on the gas pedal and let me change my whole fucking mindset. And it's time to go. This could be my this could be my make it or break it type shit. Because they didn't say, they already said though. I get it could be just what they said in the media. Mike Tomlin said he has to compete for the job. I understand it could be just media talk, but it's not just gonna be given to him. It's gonna be between him and
Pickett. I don't put stock in that. They always gonna say that.
I get that.
Who was the other quarterback for Pittsburgh last year?
Trubisky.
Was that not competition?
Hell, you from what you said is not. That's not.
I'm asking you, did they or did they not go back and forth between Pickett and Trubisky last year during the season? Not even just in training camp. During the season, it was a live competition in season, trying to figure out who's going to put us in the best position to win games.
That's not a threat, though. Trubisky wasn't a threat for them.
How is it not a threat when you're getting benched for him? To me, that's competition, bro. What are you talking about?
I can't remember game for game.
Mason Rudolph. It wasn't even Trubisky. It was Mason Rudolph.
First of all, Mason Rudolph didn't come in to the end. He did not come in until Kenny Pickett got hurt, and then Trubisky went in, and he was thinking to join up. So then that's when Tomlin put fucking Mason Rudolph in. It wasn't a three-way fucking tie thing like that. So don't say that.
But didn't Kenny Pickett lose his job?
He played in the playoff game, nigga. He only played because somebody got hurt. He wasn't.
Pickett lost his job, bro. Pickett lost his job. I remember him getting benched. I remember him getting benched.
Again, they didn't just give the keys to Russ. They ain't saying you coming in, Biddy, day one started. They saying he got to fight for it.
You lucky I ain't got my fucking keys up here on this desk.
Huh?
You lucky I ain't got my keys up here on this desk.
Your keys? What your keys?
You just said that he don't have the keys. He got the keys. He got the keys, bro. Russell Wilson absolutely has the keys. Unless he get hurt, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to be the quarterback. Starting quarterback. There's no question.
What if he stick up the joint, though? Because people are starting to say that
training
he's not
camp?
Good. But so Pete said he was done. Old boy didn't like him. Nathaniel Hackett didn't really like him. Fucking what's the other coach that whatever the fucking coach he at Denver didn't like him. So they don't mean just because his name is Russ that he's gonna be day one starter. This is not Russ when he was in his prime being with the fucking Seahawks.
Okay.
You acting like you act like he's one of the fucking goats or something, nigga. Like
I didn't say he's one of the goats, but we're comparing Russell Wilson to fucking Kenny Pickett.
What the fuck is Russell Wilson, nigga?
What the fuck is Kenny Pickett?
A one-time Super Bowl winner that he didn't have shit to do with?
He got a ring. What does Kenny Pickett have? Absolutely nothing.
He ain't have shit to do with that ring.
Kenny Pickett is trash, bro.
He ain't have shit to do with that ring. So talk about that, nigga.
So Trav is a Pittsburgh fan. He just commented. He said, no, I don't know what he's saying no to, but he said Pickett and Trubisky battled for the job at the beginning of the season. Pickett won, then he got hurt. Trubisky played horribly, so Mason played. Then Kenny was healthy, but Mason was winning, so we stuck with Mason through the playoffs.
Right. You got to go with the hot hand. When the hot hand winning, you don't.
Of course, but the baseline of this debate is that Russell Wilson is better than Kenny Pickett, and he's gonna be QB1.
Why do you feel he's better? In terms of what?
If we got to go back and forth about that, brother, then it's up for it. Anybody can compete for a job. Then
podcast for a fucking debate. I'm just
right, but there's nobody that has a secure job.
You saying he's better because when he played with the Seahawks and they was winning, is that why you saying he's better?
I feel like Russell Wilson is hands down a better quarterback than Kenny Pickett, and he gives Pittsburgh a better chance to win games than Kenny fucking Pickett.
I mean, you only saying that because when Russ played in Seattle, when they was fucking winning with that.
Of course, I'm going off of his resume.
With the Legion of Boom defense, nigga. Russ,
You act like
he's
Russell
never
didn't
been.
do shit.
Russ ain't never been a fucking top quarterback, nigga. And nobody fucking honest. Nobody ever fucking said Russ was a fucking top 5 quarterback.
Wow.
And if you have, you a motherfucking lie, nigga. Unless you're a Seattle fan, that nigga ain't never been a top fucking
So,
quarterback.
H, let me ask you this question.
Fuck out of here.
Let me ask you this question. If you Mike Tomlin,
ask yourself that question.
No, I'm asking you a question. If you're Mike Tomlin and the season starts tomorrow, who's your starting quarterback?
We'll figure out in training.
No. We're not figuring out shit. If you had to make a decision right now, who would be your starting quarterback if the season started tomorrow?
Don't ask me that question though, T.
No, because here you go again with the bullshit. Because you know it's Russell Wilson. You just don't want to say it.
Nope. Because
come on, fam.
I'm
Cut this shit.
I live on loyalties though, so nigga, if I pick this nigga and I see what he did in the draft, then we gonna rock out. Nigga, we gonna.
If you live on loyalty, Russell Wilson wouldn't be there.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm explaining to you why I said I didn't want to answer the fucking question.
But we got a podcast, like you said. But you just said we got a podcast, so I asked you a question. So answer the question.
All right. So I don't know. I put you that
way.
Oh
my God!
Again,
you full of
there's a reason for training
shit
camp.
Is ridiculous.
There's a reason for training camp. Let me see what you do in training camp, Russ. Let me see what you do in preseason. Let me see if you good, motherfucker.
Fam, I asked you a specific question. If the season started tomorrow,
he getting bounced around like a little hoe. When you start getting bounced around like a little hoe, that means you ain't that good.
So who would start between Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett if the season started tomorrow?
Gee, I don't know.
You see, okay, we're gonna have to move on because you on bullshit.
Hold up.
You know fucking well Kenny Pickett ain't shit and he ain't gonna do shit. He ain't gonna never be shit. You know that. He's not a fucking starting quarterback in this league. I don't care what you think. He's not a starting quarterback in this league, and you know that. He's gonna be a passed around quarterback at best. He's gonna last 2 more seasons in Pittsburgh. Maybe he'll be a serviceable backup, and he's done. He's going to get shipped around the league.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Who we got next? We got DeAndre Swift, man, went to Chicago. So this didn't make sense for me.
Hold up real quick. Mr. Travis, I see you come in. So here on podcasts, first of all, let me just explain. We not always supposed to agree on every goddamn thing. If we always agree on something, then it's pointless to have a motherfucking podcast. My opinion is gonna always be my opinion. You can't feel that it's bringing the podcast down because I have my opinion. That's why I am me, you are you, T is T. Everybody have a motherfucking opinion in life. You can't say it's bringing a podcast down. It's just an opinion-based thing. All the shit is based off of an opinion. We don't know how shit gonna happen or play out next season. It's an opinion based. That's the reason for this podcast. I'm giving my opinion. He's giving his opinion. Go ahead. Please proceed, Terrence.
All right. We on DeAndre Swift, man, to Chicago. Good move for Chicago. I don't like the move for Philly. Obviously, we're gonna get to the whole Saquon Barkley thing, but I like DeAndre Swift, man. I think he's a tremendous running back. He gives you everything you can possibly want from a running back, man. He's productive in the run game. He's productive in the pass game. If Philly would have let him be productive in the pass game and utilized him a little bit more, I think he would have been great for them. He was great for them. He had a few games where I think he had $150 in one game, maybe $170. He probably more than that. He was nice, man. I don't understand. He was good in Detroit, went to Philly, was good in Philly. He's going to be good in Chicago, depending on how that shakes out. So I give Chicago, I think Chicago won that move, to be honest with you. I don't know if you got any takes on that.
So are you saying like Philly should have kept him?
I feel like they should have kept him.
So let me ask you this question. Who do you think better out of Philly and Swift? I mean, Saquon and Swift, because they kind of like upgraded. Unless you saying Swift is better.
Swift is more reliable. Swift doesn't have the injury injury history that Barkley has.
He did have the injury history in Detroit.
Okay, what happened in Philly?
I mean, he was only there 1 year. So that's 1 year though.
Okay.
That's all I'm
saying. So
if we talking
about potential and ability, yeah, Saquon Barkley is a better overall back. But is he going to fit their system?
You don't think he can?
It remains to be seen.
I know, but I'm asking
They
you though.
they go running back by committee. So I don't know if they're going to change that and say, "Yo, Barkley, we need you to be a one-stop shop. We need 20 carries, 15, 20 carries, and we're going to need touches, check down, screens. We need you to be involved in the passing game." So now you have to also consider the fact that they still have AJ Brown. They still got why am I drawing a blank on the other receiver from Alabama?
Skinny dude, whatever his
I'm
name
having
is.
a brain fart right now. My
Whatever his
apologies, y'all.
nigga that runs.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Smith. So I think that's a lot to have to distribute that ball. Then you got Jalen Hurts. He's not just a passer, he's a rusher as well. So that's a lot to have to scheme up. You got to have Hurts, you got to get his touches. Barkley got to get his touches. Devontae Smith got to get his touches. AJ Brown got to get his touches. And then they got a tight end. He got to get his touches. That's a lot. So if you equate that to basketball and you having 3 or 4 stars that got to touch the ball, somebody going to be without. Unless you just come up with the perfect fucking game plan to be able to get everybody involved and keep everybody happy. I don't see that working out.
They changed OCs because I know they was kind of like
they did. They did change OCs. I don't know who the new OC is. I don't know what obviously, if I don't know who he is, I don't know his approach. I don't know what he likes to do, his tendencies or anything like that. But we've seen Philly have super teams in the past, quote unquote super teams, and it didn't work out. So I think this is kind of the reincarnation of that. And it remains to be seen whether or not it's going to work out, man. It's just a lot of talent on one team, and it don't always work out. It looks good on paper, but then when we see the results on the field, we like, damn, how can they not be good? They got this, that, and the third. So,
I think if they don't work out, this is my opinion, like you said, it remains to be seen. I think it's just going to really pretty much come down to Jalen Hurts. He, you know what I'm saying? He got to give better balls. First of all, Devontae Smith seemed like he don't trip off for too much. He dealt with it when he was at Alabama. But, it's just with AJ Brown. He just been, he been a diva, which is to be expected. We want to be good at that position. But I think that's what it just got to come down to, dog. He got to get better balls. And when he do throw them the balls, if they don't target when they getting their shit off, then I think his shit can flow. And Saquon would do his shit because I get what you're saying about, it could be a reincarnation of the super team shit, but I don't know. That was a different team. Them niggas was kind of old when they kind of was doing that super team shit,
I don't think so, bro. They niggas was in their prime.
Who did they bring in? I remember they brought in Vince Young, which
he's the one that said the quote about, the super team and all that shit. So but they had Vic.
You brought them Nande Asamoah the reason why that part didn't work because you didn't play to his strength, though. You want to bring in a fucking person that's been locking shit down, but don't
and make him a zone corner, right?
You know what I'm saying? So you don't play to his strength. Who else did they bring in that fucking year?
I don't know everybody they brought in, but I just know on paper they had a squad. I know they had Deshaun Jackson, they had LaShawn McCoy, they had Vic, they had a few other pieces. I can't remember the other guys they had on offense, but I just know they were stacked, man. And everybody was just like, that was the first, to my recollection, that was the first time people looked at a team in the offseason and said, okay, that's a guaranteed Super Bowl. Just looking at the names on paper, that's a guaranteed Super Bowl. And it was nowhere near that.
I think they all kind of fell off, though, kind of at the same goddamn time, though, bro.
I don't know what to attribute it to. I can't. I mean, if that's how you feel.
Think about it. After that season, which one of them players still balled?
Deshaun Jackson was still going crazy.
He was cool.
He was still going crazy.
He wasn't Deshaun Jackson, but he was cool. That's what I'm saying, though. So they're not playing up to what they've been playing to in the past, like the season before. Like
we'd have to go back and look at what they did and look at their whole roster top to bottom, and then look at what they did production wise individually. But I can't say that they was washed, and that's the reason why they weren't successful. I can't sit here and say that.
Let me ask you this question though. But we just basing this off the offense. You don't think they not gonna be successful?
What's successful? Playoffs?
You got to at least be one game better than you was last year in terms of what he was in the playoffs. So of course, you got to make to the playoffs, but at least be one game better and above.
Well, I don't off the top of my head, I don't know how many games they won. So
When I say better, I'm just saying. So they didn't win no games in the playoffs, or did they?
No, they lost to Tampa.
Right.
They was one and done.
So if you win your first game and make it to the second round, that means you kind of got better. Because once San Francisco beat them, that team was just done. But the offense not even an issue, fam. It's the back end. The back end got to get better. They DBs is terrible. They don't got no DBs. They don't got no linebackers. Like, come on, fam.
One of the free agency signings was they got Gardner Johnson back. So I don't know how much help that's going to be because he was hurt last year.
No, we need somebody to cover. I shouldn't say we, but I'm just saying in terms of football, they need some cover corners.
Well, they got some young dogs, man. They just got to let them shine. They got Keely Ringo. They got another young dog. You know what I'm saying? They got big play Slay.
He's not big play Slay no more. You know that. He got cooked.
Bradbury is cooked. He been cooked. He was cooked when he was at the Giants. So I don't know what they saw in him, but he's food. He's trash. But yeah, man, I agree with that. They definitely need to ramp up on the back end in the secondary. They D-line is strong. They got some dogs on the D-line, so that's gonna help them out. But yeah, man, I don't know, bro. It's gonna be exciting to see how this works out. It's sad to see Barkley lead the Giants, man. I knew it was gonna happen. I can't say I was surprised. The thing I was surprised, whose fault is what?
That he left the Giants.
I don't think it's anybody's fault.
You don't think it's the Giants' fault?
No, they just didn't see the value in him. He wanted 12 and a half, 13 million. That's what he's getting right now.
And you don't think he's worth that?
No.
What the fuck?
No, not with his injury history. Absolutely not. Go look at his career. Go look at how many full seasons he actually played. You're going off of potential. Potentially, yes, he's worth more than 13 million. But potential and reliability are two different things. I don't care how good you are. If you're not on the field, it doesn't matter. If you're on the fucking sideline, why would I want to pay a running back $15 million a year to sit on the fucking sideline with a broken ankle or a tore ACL or a ruptured Achilles? Why would I pay for that?
Is that I ain't even gonna bring that up.
It's from a business perspective, it doesn't make sense. If you're emotionally tied to a player, yes. Yeah, Saquon Barkley is worth every fucking thing.
But you act like he fell off. I mean, injuries happen.
No, I didn't say he fell off. It don't matter if you fall off or not.
I get that. So being injured when you get hurt, that's just a part of this game that we have, dog. The game happens. He plays where he's getting fucking hit by every fucking player. So I mean, that's just a part of the goddamn game.
Okay, change your style.
Change your style. Oh man.
I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not going to pay $14-15 million a year for a running back that's going to play half a season.
You sound like Tiki Barber.
Hey, I don't sound like Tiki Barber. I'm not going to go that far. But I understand why Saquon signed with Philly. If I'm in Saquon's shoes and I feel like, well, the Giants didn't value me, because we went through this issue last year where they was kind of like, butting heads about, oh, how much should we pay him? They ended up tagging him, but they gave him a little extra in incentives. But then we knew come this year, they was going to be in the same position. How much money should we give him? He got his 12 and a half mil.
So after he got hurt the Arizona game, when he came back, did he ball?
Did he ball? He did it. He was doing okay.
He balled. For him not to have nobody to take the threat, no receivers, no quarterback, fam, that's called balling.
Okay, so that's even more of a reason why you don't pay him. I'm not gonna pay him, and then I can't pay nobody else, and all my money is going to Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, and I can't put nobody around him. Okay. So you trade him, you let him go, and then you bring in a Devin Singletary, somebody that's only going to make $5 or $6 million a year, and now I can bolster my offensive line, because that's where the issue is. And that's what the Giants have been doing. They picked up a guard and they picked up a tackle. We already got a stud at center. We got a left tackle, Andrew Thomas. We just need one more guard. That's it. And our offensive line is set. So I like what they're doing. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm sorry, Saquon. I hate to see you go. That's my guy. I was excited when they drafted him number 2 overall. But hey, man, he did his thing when he was with the Giants. I wish him well in Philly, even though I hate Philly. You know, I like Saquon. He's one of those players where I'm not gonna hate on him and be like, oh, I hope he get hurt or I hope he this, that, and the third. If he does well, man, it's great. I hope he don't do well against us. The 2 games we got to play him, but the rest of the 15, 16 games, oh, he gonna try to go stupid. But you got to be healthy, Saquon.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you, Tinky.
I'm gonna just say that you got to be healthy, bro. Look at you, Tinky. You got to be healthy, big dog. All right, man. Let's go. Let's move on. Josh Jacobs, man, to Green Bay. How you feel about that? Or you want me to go in on that one?
My only thing is with all this shit is every kind of most teams that's lost a running back, all they doing is going to get another running back and paying another running back.
Bruh, this shit ain't making no sense. Why would you let Aaron Jones go?
Besides y'all and maybe Cincinnati, because I don't think they got a. Did they get a running
back?
That
shit don't make sense either.
Right.
We gonna get to that.
I don't know what's going on, man.
So you don't like it?
So with Josh Jacobs, I don't like paying him that. He kind of got a little bag, right? A baby bag.
Oh yeah, they gave him 4 years, $48 million, if I'm not mistaken.
He cool. Yeah, if you talk about an injured guy, he kind of be injured. He just ain't never. I don't know if it could be the line. They probably when I watched him, he just never kind of like wowed me. So I don't know.
Okay.
Since he was when he was in college, he was a dog. So I'm not saying he sucked. He probably just needed to change the scenery, and this may work out. But I think the running back that they had, opposed to Josh Jacobs, ain't like Josh Jacobs not a back nigga that's gonna come out the backfield and do what was his name?
Aaron Jones. He's not better than Aaron Jones.
Like I don't understand that. Like this shit ain't like.
Hold on. Hey, Trav, you see that? We agree on something.
He said he was gonna leave.
He's not going. When did he say that?
He said, "Nah, bro, I'll leave earlier." I don't know.
Well, he's still commenting, so I don't know if he actually left. But yeah, man, Jacobs not better than Aaron Jones, man.
Or
not at all. Yeah, exactly. I mean, to me, I'm not gonna say he's the same type of back as AJ Dillon. I think Jacobs.
Yeah, no. That's where it's at. That's exactly where it's at. Yep, exactly right. And they let him go too.
Yeah, I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand why you let Aaron Jones go. Like you said, he fits the scheme better. You bring in Josh Jacobs, you pay more money. They just paid Aaron Jones, if I'm not mistaken, a year ago.
Oh my God.
I don't understand. It just doesn't make sense. It makes no sense.
The Cowboys, did he murder them niggas in the fucking playoff game?
He went crazy.
Like, bro.
He went absolutely crazy.
This shit is not adding up, fam. Like, these GMs and owners or whoever the fuck is making these decisions, bro. Like, they need and they got a degree.
That shit don't mean nothing. When it come to common sense, that shit don't mean nothing, bro.
Nah, fam. If you got a degree, then you got some type of smarts behind you, fam.
Shit.
Well, that's what I would
you got book smarts. You have the ability to take in information, retain it, and then regurgitate that onto a test. That's all that says. As far as common sense, logic, and rationale, that's different.
Nah, I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck going on with football right now, but it's been a lot of this is like one of the craziest free agencies off season I've seen probably ever in my life. I think this shit has just been completely stupid.
Every year it gets crazier and crazier, bro. We say that every year. We like, damn, this shit is crazy. Then the following year, oh my God, this person went here, this person went there. But speaking of Joe Mixon, man, no, I'm gonna go ahead and just mention Joe Mixon, and then I'll mention the Texans because y'all motherfuckers came up.
You think so?
Y'all came up. Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. You added Joe Mixon. In my opinion, I don't know what the fuck Cincinnati was thinking. They let Joe Mixon go and sign Zach Moss, who was a backup in fucking Indianapolis to Jonathan Taylor. So I don't know why you.
He went off though doing Jonathan Taylor.
He not gonna go off like a Joe Mixon. He not gonna give them that same type of production, and then to let him go to y'all after the season y'all just had. And I get it, y'all just lost Singletary, but to me, Joe Mixon is an upgrade. And then you still got Dameon Pierce.
I ain't mad at it. Trust me, I
I
want. I
know
want.
you ain't.
I wanted Saquon since y'all didn't want him. I
Right.
wanted Saquon, but Mixon
That's what I
cool.
wanted for him too. I hate to see Saquon in the same division. I wanted him to go to Houston. I felt like that would have been the best spot for him, but he took it personal, so I get it. But
I mean, I think it's cool. I just wish I felt like we didn't do enough. Like
bruh,
the receiver part. Remember, I told you I didn't want them to touch the receiver shit. It was like
okay.
I told you we didn't. Don't we got Hunter, but he's like a
Daniil
D.
Hunter.
He's a DN, so that's a pass rusher. I told you I wanted some big hogs in the middle. We let our big hog go to fucking San Fran. Like I just feel
Hey,
like so.
you
So
still
you know
got
what?
time. Still
It's
got
one
time.
person that's about to be a free agent. I hope we go get him.
Who is that?
Armstead from
Eric
San Fran.
Armstead from San Fran.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's a person we could just clog. We need nobody told you we need some niggas that could clog the middle. We're gonna have to go against the fucking Ravens with fucking Derrick
Derrick Henry.
Henry and fucking Lamar Jackson. Like we need some niggas in the middle, some
Yeah.
big, 6'5", 6'6",
Cornbread
340.
fed.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's gonna be ready to fuck with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I get
Yeah.
he ain't gonna be the same Derrick Henry, but he's still gonna be coming downhill. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but
Right.
other than that, man, I'm cool. Again, I ain't want to touch the receiver. The only receiver I would have wanted out of this free agency is one person, and that's fucking Mike Evans. Just because I don't see him do that. That's the only nigga I would have said, man, yeah, we could put our step on it. Just because he's not a diva. At least I haven't seen it. Anybody else?
Mike Evans been a solid dude, man. The only receiver in NFL history to have at least 1,000 yards in every season. 10 years, he going strong. Yeah, man, he's a first ballot in my opinion right now. Just off that alone, that's just crazy to have that kind of consistency throughout your career with mediocre quarterbacks. So, I mean,
he had a goat in there for 2. So
say it again. Oh yeah, I mean, just for 2 though. I mean, yeah, for 2 out of the 10. Outside of Brady and I mean, Baker ain't no fucking Brady, and Jameis Winston when they drafted him, he damn sure ain't nothing close to that.
But James, I get Jameis when he was first with the Bucks. I'm not saying he was good, but he was letting that bitch go. I know he threw for like 30 picks, but he still had 5,000 yards. So just think though, if
you can do that, you can stand back there and just throw the fucking ball up. It don't take you ain't got to be good to do that, bro.
And just think about it though. If he even threw, let's just say 10 picks, fam, they probably could have won a Super Bowl that season.
Who are you talking about? Jameis
Winston. When he threw for 30 picks, but he had like 5,000 or 6,000 yards. If he just
I mean,
about that. You threw 30 picks and still threw for 5,000 plus yards. Nigga. If you just take that shit down, even cut it in half, fam.
That nigga was just throwing that motherfucker. He ain't give a fuck. Just throwing it up. That's Jameis Winston for you.
Yeah, true.
But speaking of Derrick Henry, man, you talked about it, to Baltimore. Huge fucking pickup. Even though we kind of figured this would happen last year, low key. There were rumors about Tennessee trying to trade him or, do whatever. And we all felt like Baltimore would be a good fit for him. So I wasn't surprised by this. Some people looked at it as like a shock, but me personally, I wasn't.
Real quick question.
What up?
So yeah, they got King. I never call
Derrick
him
Henry.
Yeah, they got Derrick Henry.
Okay,
but you lose Patrick Quinn. Like, do you think
stupidity? And not only do you lose him to a division foe, a division rival.
Oh my god!
And Pittsburgh is linebacker you or linebacker, whatever you want to call it. They known for linebackers, man. So he gonna fit well within that system. But that's just I just don't understand that, man. Why would you mess with that? Why would you mess with that defense, bro? That defense was solid, top to bottom. Bro. And you let Patrick Queen walk to a division rival. So now he gonna go to Pittsburgh and go crazy.
You had 2 good backers, fam.
Yep. I don't get it, man. This is one of those just head scratchers. I saw that. I said, what the fuck? What are you doing? Bro, you know how hard it is to find a linebacker that's hash to hash and coming downhill like him? Come on, man.
This been a crazy seat. I'm telling you, it's been a crazy
man.
This shit is just stupid, fam.
Yep. Some of the other some of the other pickups. We had Christian Watkins, D line, go to the Raiders. That's a good pickup for them to
You
pair
think
with
you think he
Crosby.
worth that much money?
I don't. Interior D line, I don't think interior D linemen are worth what they get. Edge rushers and pass rushers, yes.
I get
Interior
that.
dudes,
I
no.
get that, but I'm saying him though. So look, Chris
No.
Jones, okay. AD, okay, but him? They
Yeah,
reach, fam.
I gotta do a deeper dive. I mean, Kodo, if you in there, man, you can kind of let us know what he's done. If you feel like he's been worth that contract or worth that contract, I don't necessarily think so.
Piss off
Um,
Josh Allen. That's all he do.
say it
Make
again.
quarterback. All he do is piss off Josh Allen with his
That's all it
antics.
was. Ravens know
That's all he do.
themselves how they
It
get
was cool
special
though.
linebackers go as well. Yeah, man. So I don't know, bro. That was a head scratcher for me. But he got his bread, man. I'm never gonna hate a man for getting his money. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, like I said, if I was a GM, I wouldn't have paid him. I feel like you could probably get somebody out of the draft that's going to give you the same production. But I got to look at his stats, man. I really don't know much about him. So I'm willing to come back and say I was wrong about him.
It's a reason why you don't know much about him.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. As of right now, that is a fact.
The only thing I know about him is doing the splits when he was with the Clemson and fucking with Josh Allen. That's the only thing I know. Like he cool. I just don't know. I don't know. But you know what? That position is, it's kind of like the quarterback position. You got to pay it if you want it.
Right. Facts.
So,
Facts.
but so we didn't talk about everybody who didn't. Real quick, just to go off topic, it's still with the whole free agency shit.
Yeah.
And I know you probably be cool with it, but Dallas didn't make a move.
I'm not surprised. For the past,
they got rid of Pollard.
They got rid of Pollard. Pollard went to Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Tennessee. Yep. Which I don't know about that. They got the other running back. That's nice, the young kid. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man. If Pollard can stay healthy. But the past 2 seasons, bro, Dallas really didn't make any like major offseason moves aside from they brought in Stephon Gilmore. Prior to that, they brought in Amari Cooper, but Amari Cooper came in during the season. It wasn't an off-season acquisition.
That was years. That was a few years.
Right. But, yeah, I'm just saying, like the big splashes that they've made, their team really has been built up through the draft and not necessarily through free agency, with the exception of, like I said, Gilmore and also Amari Cooper. I can't really name anybody else that are big names that they brought in during free agency, during off-season free agency. If I'm wrong about that, y'all can correct me in the comments and name drop somebody. But I'm not surprised, man. Like I said, Dallas really don't. That's not their MO. I don't feel like they really go after like big names like that. Stephon Gilmore, is he a big name? Yeah, but he's at the end of his career.
I get it, but you should have though, man. As you can see, I get you trying to build. You want to feel like you're a draftinator and build the motherfucker through there. But nigga, sometimes you gotta get a big dog. And he ain't gotta be
who do you think they should have went after? What position?
I mean, mainly, first of all, running back.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Because you think little dude from K-State and the dude with the Draya or whatever that dude name, you think they're gonna be the 1-2 punch?
Not that. I feel like they could have. There's other running backs they could have went out after without going.
They should go get Aaron Jones. Is he still available?
Yeah.
They can go get Aaron Jones. You can go get Aaron Jones right now, T. Dog. Hey, I hate to say it.
You know who I think they should have went after, and I'm glad they didn't?
Saquon?
We just talked about him. Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen.
Like a king. Don't call him his queen.
Patrick Queen.
Yeah, him.
Because they need a linebacker, bro. They need somebody like him. That's what they're missing.
Queen, and old boy from the Packers, though, dog. If they had got both of them, dog, that Super Bowl team, dog, that Super Bowl bound.
That's all they would have needed to do was just get those 2 pieces, and they good. Everybody else, y'all can have them. That's it. They need a linebacker, bro. That's what they missing on defense big time. Secondary is cool. D-line is cool. Linebacker, they hurting at the linebacker position.
They need another not so diva second receiver to offset old boy.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, because they let old boy walk.
They should have went and got Gabe Davis.
Where he at?
He went to Jacksonville. That would have
Damn.
been a good pickup because he's not a diva. He don't command much, but he gives you solid production.
Oh, the
And
Bills.
he got good size, good speed. He would be perfect in that offense, bro.
The Bills is done.
Oh yeah, it's over with.
Done.
Yeah, they can forget it.
Done.
Ball game.
They
Ball
went
game on Buffalo.
over.
Yeah. Yep. Last season was it. Last season was it.
They let. Oh my God.
They let Gabe Davis walk, man. So now Diggs is by himself. With the other guy, I can't remember his name. The other receiver they got, little receiver. But yeah, man, they cook, and they got the tight ends. They got Dawson Knox and they got Kincaid. So I don't know if they're gonna go double tight. I don't know what they're gonna try to do. So we'll see. But yeah, if I was Dallas, I would have tried to get Gabe Davis, Aaron Jones, like you said, and Patrick Queen, or at least 2 out of the 3. That would have made them better.
Aaron Jones is still out there, or has he been picked up?
No, I'm sure somebody gonna pick him up, but he's definitely out there. Wow. I didn't see him get picked up by nobody.
That is crazy.
Oh no, I'm lying. He went to the Vikings.
Oh.
Aaron Jones went to the Vikings. My apologies, y'all. He went to Minnesota, so he's with the rival. So it's kind of like similar to Saquon Barkley. So but they ain't got no quarterback now. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
What is going on? That is.
And speaking of Minnesota, there's rumors that Justin Jefferson might get traded to Cincinnati.
I don't think that shit happened.
I don't think so either, but we see the memes, we see the bullshit out there circulating on social media.
If he worked 40, D-Hop tweeted said he worked $40 million a year. He worked $40 million a year.
I gotta see who's the highest paid receiver right now.
I think it's Tyreek Hill, right?
Probably.
Unless somebody came to top to him.
I don't think he worth $40 million. That's a lot.
Fuck no.
No, that's a lot. You got to have a top tier quarterback to justify that type of contract. I'm not going to give you $40 million a year, and I got a mediocre quarterback who can't get you the ball. It doesn't make sense. I can't maximize your production.
And I know what you call it, screaming for Jamar Chase, probably be screaming for him to come there, but he don't want that.
Yeah, he'll have to share the targets. I mean, he's sharing targets now.
So I don't know if you used to watch what was the podcast called with Brandon Marshall? What's the damn podcast called?
I Am Athlete.
So they doing last year doing the training camp. They was going around, just talking to quarterbacks and ranking people. Mm-hmm. And so they went to Cincinnati and they told they made what's the quarterback name? Fuck, I'm just drawing blanks like a motherfucker.
For who?
Cincy.
Oh, Burrow.
They said, yo, who better out of fucking Burrow and Jamar Chase? And he couldn't even give an answer, fam. Why Jamar Chase is right next to him?
Hold on, who got asked this question?
Joe Burrow.
Oh, they asked him who's better between Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase?
In front of Jamar Chase.
In front of Jamar Chase, and he couldn't answer the question?
And he couldn't answer the question. What he said was they both just do different things.
You see anything wrong with that?
Nigga, who the fuck do you play with, motherfucker? That's like if they would have said, yo, Jamar Chase, who you think better out of Joe Burrow and fucking
Kirk Cousins?
No, not Kirk Cousins. The quarterback in Kansas City, fucking Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, Pat Mahomes.
Who was he supposed to say? Even if he really feel Patrick Mahomes better, nigga, I play with you, nigga. Like
I feel you.
I get that what we did.
They played together in college, right?
Nigga, what we doing right now in the league, motherfucker? Okay, you think he better, bitch? All right, all right. I'm about to put my diva cap on. I'm gone, motherfucker.
Oh man, but Jamar, man, like I said, he's sharing targets right now. T. Higgins, he went out of there. He want to go somewhere and be a number one. I can't blame him because I think he does. He has the talent to be a number one receiver. So we'll see. I think the Giants should go get T. Hig. That's what I think they should do. Hopefully, I don't know if they got the bread to go get him, but I would love to see him in a Giants jersey. But some of the other smaller names, Jameis Winston, we just talked about him. He went to the Browns.
He did?
Yeah, he went to the Browns, and Flacco went to the Colts. So he's going to be a backup to Richardson.
That's a good move.
Minshew was on the Raiders. He left the Colts and went to the Raiders. They signed him. Um,
Calvin
who else? We
Ridley.
talked about Gabe Davis. Calvin Ridley. He's on Tennessee now.
They
So
gave him
he
a
him and
bag.
him and Hopkins. Right. I mean, they do got the young kid, man. He got an arm, so I don't know. I don't know how
Which
that's
one?
going.
They got two quarterbacks with on arms. So which one you talk about?
The
The
one
white
they
or the black?
drafted, the one that was that one
They
game.
drafted
He
both of them. The white or the black?
oh no, so not Malik Willis, the other one.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah,
got
not
you.
Malik Willis. I don't think so. If you want to talk about competition in the offseason and training camp, then that's a fucking competition. That's going to come down to the wire. Who
Him
going to
and
win
Will
that
Levis.
job? Huh?
Him and Will Levis.
Yeah, well, there you go. Will Levis and Malik Willis. That job right there, that's going to be interesting to see who wins that fucking job, man. I think Will Levis outplayed Malik Willis during the season last season, but players grow, they develop, throughout the season or whatever. So
When I said that, you just put me down. I said about Kenny Pickett. Oh my
because
God.
you comparing Kenny Pickett to somebody that's proven to win versus two fucking rookies. Damn, I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
think they
Real
rookies.
quick, we
Shit.
gotta go back on this though.
What up?
But no, Russell Wilson had.
I get
I
what he
don't,
had, but he still won.
fam, but you had probably is that the third best defense ever? Is that the third best
Okay,
from
he
the
had a great
Bears?
defense. You
The
still got to put
Bears.
up points. You made it seem like they won every game 3-0. They still scored points, bro. Russ was still balling. He had 4,000,
Who did he hand
4,500
the
yard
ball off
season.
to? Who did he have to hand
Who
the ball off to? He was
he
having that
didn't give
big
Marshawn the ball
Washington.
every down.
And
They had a
then
great team, bro. And he
no,
was
no,
part of that.
no, I can't. I'm sorry.
Come
But
on,
we
man.
moving
You
on,
you
moving on,
you you, you shitting on
moving
Russ,
on,
bro.
moving on. We moving on. We moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
Moving on.
But I think that's pretty much. I mentioned Gardner Johnson going back to Philly. I just said Calvin Ridley to Tennessee. That's pretty much everything I got, man. As far as free agency, there were some other smaller names, that got signed or got traded or released or whatever the case. But like I said, we just getting started, man. It's only day 3 of free agency. There's still a lot of top names out there or decent names that can go to organizations and fill spots.
I don't know about top
um,
names.
we still got the draft coming up next month, so there could be some other movement. But let's talk about this before we move on. Last week, it was either last week or the week before. I can't recall. You got to refresh me. We played a clip of Justin Fields in his kitchen being very excited that his agent posted, right? And I assume, I'm not going to speak for you, I assume he received some good news. And I felt like maybe he was going back home and Atlanta would trade for him or make some kind of move for him. That's obviously no longer the case, with Atlanta now signing Kirk Cousins. So Atlanta's out of the picture. So now where does Chicago stand with regards to their number 1 pick and the possibility of drafting Caleb Williams?
So you remember I put in the chat the other day about the good mock
The
draft
mock
last week,
draft.
and they had Washington trading up to go get Caleb Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields staying home, and they drafting
Marvin.
Harrison Jr. I think that's probably what they're gonna do.
So why was he so excited?
I think at that time, I think he probably did get some news that it was some shit going on with Atlanta,
Okay.
but not knowing they was gonna be able to get Kirk Cousins. The reason why I say that though, because today on Cam Newton podcast, he said he was kind of like disappointed that Justin Fields didn't, he
Didn't go to
kind of
Atlanta.
I ain't gonna say he said he thought it was gonna happen, but he kind of like,
He insinuated it.
yeah, that it was going that he thought like he was like, I don't know why they ain't go get Justin Fields instead of Kirk Cousins. So it must have been like, because they like Cam is like his mentor. So I'm pretty sure he probably was in contact with him, letting him know, and that's probably what he thought, and then it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So
you think there's a possibility that Atlanta just shifted gears? They just switched gears on him?
Yeah, because they didn't know they was gonna be at it. They probably didn't think they was gonna get Kirk Cousins.
That's crazy.
Because Adam Schefter did say that they didn't think they was gonna be able to get him either, but they was able to get it done and work out the
Mm.
deal. So again,
So go
go
ahead, go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
No. I was dog. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so let's say that is the case. Let's say that did happen. Let's say Atlanta reached out to the agent and said, "Yo, we want Justin Fields. We're gonna trade for him. We're gonna try to, make some kind of move to acquire him. And we'll give y'all, X amount of picks or whatever the case may be." Let's say that did happen. Do you think Atlanta made the right move if that's the case?
The only reason why I'm gonna say yes is because you know they would have to give up 2 first rounds.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. So do you think that draft capital is worth less the amount of money that they just paid Kirk Cousins and the possible production that they're gonna get from Kirk Cousins?
Because the reason why I say that if what we thought was, what we were seeing and what we thought, you still would have to pay Justin Fields coming up.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna have to give him Kirk Cousins money.
Yeah, but you'd have to give him shit. What did your quarterback just get? Your quarterback.
Hey, everybody different. Every GM
but
is
that's
different.
What I'm saying. So look at Baker Mayfield. He just got a bad. So you'd have had to give some money.
When though? When would you have to have paid Justin Fields?
You got to pay him next season. He's been in the league for 3 years now.
Right. However, if you do pay him next season, you have to pay him based on what he did this upcoming season. You're not just going to pay him whatever you want to pay him.
In order to keep. So look, if you give up the draft, if you would have gave up the draft capital, you would have fucking paid, fam. You just said, fuck it, we got to make it work. You can't give up 2 first round picks and not make that shit work with and just let Justin Fields walk for no book for bullshit. You see
so you think Chicago gonna pay him when it's time?
If they keep him, absolutely, dog. I think so. This is what I think Chicago about to do. They about to say, okay, look, we got DJ Moore, we got Swift, and we're gonna get Michael. We're gonna get you
Marvin Harrison.
Damn, I'm just fucking.
I don't know what's going on with you tonight.
And then what's the tight end name? Is his name? Is it Cole Kmet? Is that
Cole Kmet? Yep.
Now, motherfucker, if you can't win this coming, because we're gonna keep you.
Yeah.
We're gonna trade Washington, get a first pick. You know what I'm saying? And move down, get Marvin. If you can't win with this dog, then we're gonna let you walk in and see what comes. They'll just figure it out from there.
That's man, I feel like Washington is in the fucking way, man. They are in the way. I just feel.
No, that's what you want. They're the only team who will give up the draft capital that Chicago is requesting because they want them picks. That's what they've been banking off of. So look, you got another first pick. You got a chance here, Chicago. Washington. You want Caleb Williams? There you go. Give me that first pick and give me a second pick. You can have this motherfucker. Now you still got Justin Fields, who you still kind of believe in. You're not sold on, but you believe in. But you to give him all the weapons he need. Now, dog. Now, me and you, we kind of, amongst our peers and shit, we the only niggas who believe in the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't get the job done with Marvin,
it's on him. With Marvin, DJ Moore, Swift, and Cole Kmet.
Come on.
Yeah. And then you gotta, get them some O-line, a little bit better O-line, try to improve that. Yeah, man. I see Chicago. I see a bright future for Chicago if that happens. We'll see.
I think that's the smartest fucking move for them to do, dog. They'll be dumb as fuck for them not to do that, dog. Like, bro, see what Justin Fields gonna do with Barrett. He's kind of gotten better. As years grown, he's progressed. Mm-hmm. But you give him 2 good targets with a middle nigga up the field, and then you still got Swift with the handoffs are coming out the backfield. Dog, you can run so much shit with that. Oh,
yeah, yeah, you can get crazy. Let me ask you a question, bro. Let me ask you a question. If you were a GM, what do you place your value in when it comes to quarterback play? If you bring in a quarterback in, if you bring in a quarterback from a different team,
at the draft or like Kirk Cousins,
a Kirk Cousins type, how do you value him and this kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier, but how would you value him based on what he's been able to do in the regular season versus his playoff production? And I think that also applies to like a Dak Prescott. People always make a joke about Dak being the black Kirk Cousins. And we've seen other quarterbacks that have had regular season success, but not be able to get it done in the playoffs. So as a GM, how do you assess that value?
I, I if we talking about what I just said right now, I would assess it this way. If I get Fields, if you want to get paid after this coming season, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't give you everything, dog. I didn't build this team around you. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's made for you, dog. If you can't get it done with this, what I just gave you, then you can't be my quarterback.
So when you say get it done, what would your expectation be? Let's say they get Marvin
First,
Harrison, they
first,
got
first
DJ
year,
Moore.
for this first year, I need to be in the
Yeah.
playoffs. I gave you a quarterback, you got a tight end, 2 receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we get to the playoffs?
You need a playoff
And,
berth.
and you still you still can throw and run.
You still you.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So
It ain't like you lost a skill set.
right. Right. You fresh. It ain't like you falling off. So a playoff berth, not a division. They wouldn't have to win the division.
First year is a playoff berth, and I will break you off. I'm not gonna give you, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna give you like a day. What did Daniel Jones get? I can't remember. What did the nigga get?
I don't know, bro. I've tried so hard
But
to get his contract.
no, you know what? I give him a Baker Mayfield contract, 4 years, 100 mil, or
4
3
years,
years,
100 mil. Okay.
and
Okay.
I think that suffice because you haven't you ain't like you won me a Super Bowl because when you get them to the Super, if you say for instance they do what I'm saying, and Justin Fields get them to the Super Bowl next season, he'll get a max dollar. That's the same shit they did for Justin Fields. I mean, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts had one good season, got him
But
to the Super Bowl.
he went to the Super Bowl.
That's
not
what I'm
just the
saying.
playoffs.
I know,
Okay.
but that's what I'm saying. I say if Fields gets to the Super Bowl, then he'll get a max contract to next season.
Absolutely.
So
if they go to the fucking Super Bowl, oh my God, nigga.
But that's what I'm saying, though, fam. But if they, that's all they gotta do, bro. They got everything made, and then then you still have whatever because don't they got 2 first-round picks this year?
Yeah.
So you'll still have another first-round pick to go get some more bullshit, and then I won't watch the second pick, so I want some more bullshit, fam. Like I'm giving, like they put the talent around him, so I'm just saying, this what's happening.
Right.
You don't get the job done, you gone, motherfucker. And that's what I'm gonna tell your ass. I'm letting you know. Don't get the job done, you gone.
Don't get the job done, you go.
I give you a running back now that can come out the backfield and hit the hole. I give you a tight end, 2 fucking receivers, and whatever else I give you throughout this year's draft. You don't get the job done, nigga, you gone, nigga. I'm gonna go get fucking. I'm gonna go call Tom Brady ass off the couch then shit. Cause I have a better chance with his old ass. Shit. Like
man, that's crazy. All right, man. That's all I got for free agency, man. I know we spent a lot of time on that, but that was to be expected considering all the activity and everything that's happened, and it's going to continue to happen. So next week, we're going to cover any moves that occurred from now up until then. But we can go ahead and transition, man. Next thing I got Joy Taylor, man. So Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks, they have a podcast.
They got a podcast?
They do. Yeah, they have a podcast.
Oh, I didn't know that was a together podcast.
Yep, they have a podcast together. And Joy Taylor, she made a comment that a lot of people had interesting viewpoints on. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip right quick for y'all, and then we're gonna go ahead and dive into it real quick. The audio is a little low on this, so I apologize. You might have to turn your volume up, depending on what you're listening to this on.
It ain't coming through at all.
Really?
No.
Wow. I can hear it. That's weird.
Do you got it's not media? I guess it's not media on your side either. Yeah, it's not coming through.
It's not coming through?
No.
Wow. Okay. All right. Can you see it though?
Yeah.
You can see it, but you just can't hear the audio.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just pause it and then I will. Are you familiar with what happened though? What
Yep.
was said?
She pretty much said, and then you can correct me if I'm right or wrong. She said
Hmm.
she will not date a man who does not have female friends because
Okay.
you will only get a perspective from men, and
From men.
pretty much all men think alike, and so you don't never have a perspective from a woman to trying to
Got you.
get different viewpoints in life, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying. And then Rook's kind of like chimed in and said, "Yeah, I agree." So if I don't trust, that mean like if I can't trust you not to just to pull your pants down and want to fuck everybody just because it's a woman and she's
Right.
make you attractive, or vice versa, then then it wasn't pretty much meant to be. To sum it up, I watched this a few days ago, because it
Okay.
was like kind of a hot topic. So
Yeah. Yeah, man.
you can kind of elaborate on it because I probably just gave like a little brief little 1-2 thing.
No, that's pretty much what she said. I mean, like I said, I couldn't play all the video, so but I'm sure most people are familiar with the comments. To you
I didn't
summed
even
it
read
up.
the comments or
Say
even
it
see
again.
comments. I
Oh,
didn't read or even see comments.
okay. So, man, I might get killed for this, and it's unfortunate that this is
Before you give your take, let me just say one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
So when I watched it, I was like, God damn. And that's what I said.
Okay.
It, it from a logical point, it doesn't make sense. Now go ahead.
You said from a logical point, it doesn't make sense.
It does. It does.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Don't. That don't mean I can give but it
Okay.
does.
So I got 2 points to hit off with this. Number one, I feel like just because you have female friends doesn't necessarily mean whatever advice you get from them is the best advice just because they're females. So
True.
that's the point that Taylor Rooks made was like, I wouldn't want you, to get just a man's perspective. And that goes both ways. Just because you have, majority, I mean, most men, I would assume, have, out of their friend group, the majority of them are men. But that doesn't necessarily mean that whatever advice you're getting from the men is the best advice. And I think the same thing carries over to if you have one or two female friends. Just because you have them as a friend, don't mean you can go to them for advice or don't mean they give the best advice. So just because I come to the table and I say, yo, I got such and such as friends, that don't mean they qualified to speak on whatever it is I might be struggling with. So I don't think that's valid. I don't think that's a reason why a man in a relationship or marriage should have a female friend. And that's what I got from what Taylor said, because she made it seem like the whole objective to have female friends as a man is to get that woman's perspective. And that's not always the right perspective. My second point, which is the one I might
Before
get,
you give me your second point,
what
I
up?
ain't seen you hit your cup in a minute.
Oh, I just poured up. You ain't see me pour up?
Oh, it probably a little blurry because of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. I
background.
poured up and everything. You can hear it through the audio, I'm sure.
I probably
But
can't hear you, but I ain't see you pull up. But go ahead.
nah, I'm on this cup number 3. Um, my second point, which is the one I might get killed for,
Mm.
because
Take a sip.
I hate to have to do this because it's Women's Month. I got the Women's History Month background and all that, but it's a podcast, man. I gotta get my shit off. So my thing is, man, I feel like this is a way of validating and normalizing having male friends as a woman. If Taylor Rooks and Joy Taylor is the one that made the comment. If she has male friends and she wants her male partner, to be okay with her having male friends, she's gonna have that perspective. Look at your ass. She's gonna have that perspective. She's gonna come to the table and try to normalize that by saying, yo, if you don't have female friends or friends of the opposite sex, that's a red flag for me. And I think it's a red flag for her because she has a lot of male friends that she interacts with on a daily basis.
Because
So,
she's a sports podcast. I mean, a sports analyst, media
well,
person.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's probably part of why, she does have a lot of male friends. Because I think the average female that isn't involved in, broadcasting or any type of social media or, celebrity status or anything like that, they're not walking around with, what I mean, a whole lot of male friends. So I think that's her lifestyle, and I think that's the world that she lives in, which is fine. But I think that's where that's coming from. I think it's like, well, I got male friends, so in order for you to feel comfortable about you having, me having male friends, you got to have female friends. So I think that's where that's coming from. I don't necessarily think it's a red flag. I don't think it should be looked at as a red flag because you don't have female friends. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can have your mom, you can have your aunt, and they mentioned that too. Like, oh, you got to have somebody outside of them. Who better to get advice from than the people that know you the most? Which would be your mom and your aunt and your, if you got female cousins or whatever, sisters. Why not? Why you can't get advice from them? Why you got to have a whole nother female friend? You don't even know the history between this dude and his so-called friend, but you're okay with him getting advice from her? You don't know what her motive is. You don't know what her intentions are. You don't know any of that. So I don't look at that as a red flag. So that's my other take on that.
My kind of takes on it is, again, when I watch it, I feel like, damn, that does kind of make sense. But at the same time, let's just, now let me think. Do I want my woman getting advice from, male friends? Not really. Not really. I mean, like, why do I want? I mean, I don't. When you're in a relationship, I don't really see the like I don't see the point of, my spouse having male friends. Like,
of the
what?
opposite sex. Yeah.
Like what? Like, eventually, is one day me and you could probably. I'm not saying it's going to happen because I don't want to get killed in the comments if there's any women watching, but eventually one day me and you could get an argument. Then what you gonna do? Pretty much probably go spill the. If you consider that male friend, then you gonna go. Tell him about the problems.
You're gonna confide in him
and tell him about our problems that's going on, and then you know how it happened.
Right.
Eventually. And I get what they said, like just because they're a friend of me, you want to sleep with them, but that shit is kind of hard to do. Not saying you can't talk to males. I mean, I just feel like, at least for my relationship, I think outside of probably you, Kodo, Preston, Tory, Paris, her pastor, what? It ain't too many other niggas you need to be talking to. And even besides the niggas I just named, that them sentences better be short. You feel me? Better be 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Hey, the motherfuckers better not go too deep.
Keep that shit to a minimum, huh?
That's just how I look at it. Like, it's just unfortunately, it's kind of just the world we kind of live in today, man. Like, everybody just be fucking everybody, girls and shit like that. It's tough. That's gonna kind of tie into my question I got, and I can't even ask it yet, but
yeah.
But I mean, that's just, again, what she said did kind of make sense because you do want to get perspectives. But if you want that, be like, hey, so just say if we talking to our close friendships that we got, like, let's just say she was like, yo, I want to reach out to B and ask Brian, Trees, let me reach out to Brian asking these questions that I got about me and get down. Then that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's understandable. But like, just regular friends that, nah, I'm not with it. I'm not with it, dog. I ain't with it. Again, but what she did kind of make sense to me. I know I'm kind of like,
so why does it make sense? Expound on that. What part of what she said makes sense to you?
Because you're getting different perspectives from different people because look, so if I'm a male and you a male and we only giving each other our perspectives,
it's one-sided.
Sometimes we would never be kind of subjective to what it could be on the other side. So then it's like, shit, I do, you know what I'm saying? You kind of do need to hear the other sex, perspective on the way shit could be, and, and whatever the topic is. So that's the reason what made me be like, God damn, I kind of understand that. But
so where do you get that from? Where do you get your third party female perspective from?
I really don't. I just kind of, me and Treese, we have our talks probably kind of like how you and Jackie, and we kind of just go with life, and then eventually she'll be like, well, life don't, because I am like a caveman. I'm not hip to as it, then that could be like an old type of thing, but I'm not hip to the way society is and the way people get down. And so, and so what we do is have talks, and then I think about it. And then what I do is I will stand still firm on how I believe until I see a different perspective from maybe your relationship, Carl relationship, somebody else's relationship. Like, oh, okay, so then maybe Cheese was right. Then maybe
Mm-hmm.
it does go that way. Let me adapt because I can't still be how I want to be. Let me not still be in the cave or in my bubble, be black and
Mm.
white. Let me try to adapt to the way society is moving now, because I have a tough time adapting to the way society moves. And so we have our discussions about life, and we kind of like move and try to figure out what's right and what helps and what works for us
Mm-hmm.
and what works for me and what works for her perspective. I mean, what works for her opinion and what she feels is right.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, man. I don't know,
So,
bro. Like I said,
so hold on.
yeah, yeah.
Where do you get your advice from, though?
My cousin. I can go to my aunt. My aunt is probably my primary source. If I need a female perspective, my aunt is probably my primary source of
Now,
that.
I'm sorry I gotta do this. I do apologize. I'm so sorry I
Okay.
gotta do this because you say you go to your aunt.
Yeah.
Now, I know you at least 40, so that means your aunt it got to be older than you.
Of
So,
course.
so is her perspective that she give you? Is it in this time frame that we in today? So you got to understand, though, it's in terms of the way people say it. Now we in different seasons. So, do you feel the perspective she may give you when you said your aunt? Did you say that's the first person you would go to? Do you feel it will work with what we get today?
I think it depends on what I'm asking her. It depends on the topic.
Okay.
I think that would determine that. And I think that would go into my decision making on who I go to, whether I go to her or whether I go to my cousin. So, because obviously me and my cousin are the same age. So if somebody's
Right
going to
now,
give me a
I got to
perspective,
give you one more pushback. Again, I'm so sorry I got to do this. But
go
that's why
ahead.
we here. So,
Yep.
but your cousin is in a relationship, and she's been in a relationship for how long now?
She's married.
Right, and she's been in a long-term relationship, so she probably not familiar with. So the perspectives you getting is from people who's a little bit older, no disrespect, and somebody that's been in a relationship for a while who's probably not
Hmm.
familiar with the way times
Hmm.
has changed.
Once again, that depends on the situation and what I'm asking her. If
Gotcha.
I feel like either of them are not qualified, then it's something I got to deal with on my own and figure it out. So
Mhm.
it is what it is.
There it is.
You got anything else on that before we before we move on?
Nah. Have you
All
watched
right.
a podcast?
No, I
You
didn't even
just
know
watched
they had
it?
a podcast
I didn't either.
until yeah, I didn't know they had a podcast until I think it's called Too Personal, but two as in like TW or the number
Right,
two but
right,
spelled out.
right, right.
Too Personal, that's the name of their. Let me go ahead and shout it out, man. It's Women's History Month. Too Personal podcast is Taylor Rooks, Joy Taylor. We know them as sports personalities in the sports world. Joy Taylor was on Colin Cowherd's show previously. Taylor Rooks, she was a sports reporter for ESPN. I'm not sure if she's still employed by ESPN. But
TNT.
yeah, man, they say it again.
She with TNT now.
TNT now. But yeah, man, they've been going hard, going crazy. It's good to see them, improve and create their own brands, and then also come together collectively and create this platform. We definitely need something like that. Um, and yeah, man, I wish them the best. I'm gonna probably go back and look at the whole podcast because maybe there's something we took out of context. Because you know how people like to clip shit up, and they just clips get circulated around. So she might have elaborated on something or expounded on something that you and I are not aware of that might change our perspective or change how we feel about what she said. So I'm gonna go back and watch the full episode. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? I'm
I'm
gonna
a,
check it
I'm a,
out.
I'm gonna definitely get a podcast to watch too. And the only
Yeah.
reason why I get a podcast to watch too is because I do watch. especially I'm a podcaster watcher.
That's all you do. You don't
Yep.
listen to no music. All you
Not,
do is watch pod.
that's it.
That's it.
So, and the reason why I kind of want to get they here and see what they talk about, especially if it's not just about sports, that would
Mhm.
definitely get me in, intrigued, is because I watch other women podcasts, but they more so is they talk about fucking and sexing and like that. So these people,
Right.
I don't think they'll be talking about that. Just and I don't know, but just because they who they work for, and I don't think they can do it. I don't know, but
Right. The brands
just
that they've built.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I just want to hear what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yep.
they
Yep.
are very intelligent, and they speak they speak good. So
Right.
I'm gonna get a shit a watch and see what they be talking about.
Yep. Yep.
Hopefully one day they'll return a favor to me or us. I should say.
Right. All right, man. Moving on. Next topic we got Draya Michele and Mr. Jalen Green of the Houston Rockets made the rounds in the news media. I have a clip. I'm gonna try this one more time. Hopefully y'all can hear this. Um, this is a clip. This is actually from an interview that Draya did back in September. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and play this. If not, if it don't play, I'll just add context to it. Hang on a second. Can you hear it? I don't know what's going on, bro. That is crazy. Any other time, y'all can hear this shit. I gotta check my settings. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. Hang on a
But
second.
I think I could sum this one up too for the most part.
Say it again.
I said I watched that, so I think I know where you're going with that in terms of is it the part about
Okay.
she can have a baby with somebody and not be with them?
Yeah, so she was asked if she wanted any more kids. I'm gonna go ahead and try to summarize this,
All right.
paraphrase it. If she was asked if she wanted any more kids, she said she wants one more kid. Now, granted, this was back in September. We are now in March of 2024. She's obviously pregnant with the quote unquote one more kid by Jalen Green. She was also asked about her plans regarding or her approach to relationships, and she's kind of she stated that she's free spirited, and she feels as though if two people agree to have a kid, they can do that without necessarily embarking on a relationship. They can just have an agreement to have a kid and then they just co-parent. And she says she's perfectly fine with just co-parenting. So that was pretty much it in a nutshell. People been calling her a predator because of how old she is and the fact that she has a son that is around the same age as Jalen Green, if not the exact same age as Jalen Green.
He's 21, the dude 22.
Okay, so yep, they're 1 year apart. Like I said, people are calling her a predator. They said if it was the other way around, the dude would be getting killed, which we all know that's true. We saw situations with the R&B singer that was with Marcus Houston. He has a girlfriend that is much younger than him. People were killing him. Diddy, people were killing Diddy because his relationships with Cassie and the other girl, the young girl he had. I can't remember her name right now. It's escaping me. But yeah, man, like I said, we've seen examples of older men dating younger women, and now we kind of see the reverse. And this is kind of becoming a trend where we see older men. The other example is Bernice dating Jalen Brown. It's funny how both their names are Jalen and they both NBA players, but whatever. So, what's your take on this, man? How do you feel about their relationship, I guess, or the fact that, she wanted one more kid without necessarily having a relationship, and this is where she landed with Mr. Jalen Green of the Houston Rockets.
Well, let me take off then, baby. Let me take off. Um, Bro, I mean, my personal opinion, I don't really have nothing in terms of the age part. That shit doesn't bother me as long as look, he's not 19, he's not 20, he's 21. I mean, he's 22 years old. So I kind of I've been listening to people because when
Trying to
I
trying to
posted,
trying to trying to show you something right quick.
oh,
I'm
okay,
I'm,
go
I'm
ahead.
refilling my cup. That's all I wanted. My bad. I
I
ain't
bet
mean
you,
to
I
cut
bet
you
you
off.
want to take it to the head though.
No, I'm not.
I,
you bet right. You're gonna win that one.
but I think just in terms of that, man. Like I was saying, people kind of like I kind of like had come going back and forth with people when I reposted it. They just saying they main thing is what do I have in common with a 22-year-old man? Like what can we
Mm,
talk about?
right.
And
How do you
I'm
feel
like,
about that?
well, it's the same thing you talk about with the motherfucking 40-year-old man
You
or with a
think so?
60-year-old man.
You think
I,
so?
again, so look, in terms of me saying, I don't know. So I'm just talking shit. I just don't think there's nothing wrong with it. My only thing is, if they love each other, fam, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Now, is she with it? Is she with him for the money, or is she really fucking with him? I don't know. That's kind of that's the part. That's probably the main thing the main issue I have an issue with. If I have an issue, it's like she just went after the young boy because he got the money. She know he about to get this big 4-year, 5-year, $200 million deal. Because other than that, dog, it's nothing for me. Hey man, you like who you like, dog. She's dated the older people. She's dated younger people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I shouldn't say she's dated younger people. She dated people that's older. She dated people her age.
Right.
Obviously, none of that worked. She found somebody who, probably when he was a young kid, probably say, you know what, man, I fucking love Draya, man. If I get a chance, when I get her, dog, I'm gonna get her and I'm gonna wife her
Right.
and
Right.
put a baby in her. You know what I'm saying? You know how we talk when we fucking get it. And
Mm-hmm.
he just what happened did that.
Mm.
I know a lot of people saying, he didn't get a chance to live his life. I disagree with that too.
So he can't live his life because he got a kid.
Because he got a kid with pretty much with a person she's 38 years old, or she was 38 when she got pregnant with him. So, man, I have so many points on this. I don't even know where to start. Hey, they always, oh my God, this shit started. But they always say, go get a man with money. So she got a man with money. None of the older heads want to talk to her. So she found somebody who got money. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be well off and is gonna be able
Mm-hmm.
to take care of her and her baby. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
she did, and now she getting crucified for it. So I'm confused. One minute they say don't get a nigga who's broke and ain't got shit. So that's what she did not do.
Mm.
Granted, he may be younger, but shit, she did what in terms of women who look for type of stuff. She did that. He's a handsome dude. He ain't like he ugly. He got it. He's handling his shit. He
Right.
love her. Today they showed that he got his name tattooed on her stomach. So, man,
Mm.
hey, dog, hey.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not going to judge it. You know what I mean? Like you said, if they happy, they happy. If this what they want, then this what they want, man. Who am I to, look down on that? I mean, the age difference is crazy, but um he made a decision, man. He's I don't know his support system. I don't know who he has in his life. If he has a good support system or at least a decent support system, I'm pretty sure he had conversations with somebody, prior to engaging in a relationship, if they're even in a relationship, because based off that interview that was back in September, she don't feel like you really need to have a relationship with anybody to have a kid with them. She's cool with just co-parenting. So that could be a deal as well, where they just have a deal to have a child and that's it. He serves as the dad and she serves as the mom.
Keep
She
talking, man.
get
I just gotta change something. Keep talking. I'm
yeah,
listening.
she get X amount of money and that's pretty much it, man. Um I don't know, bro. Like I think it's like you said, if it is indeed a relationship and they're happy, who are we to sit here and judge them? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people's situations is fucked up. A lot of people don't got it all together. You know what I mean? So we all just sitting here, you know, vilifying them or throwing her under the table because he ain't really getting no flack unless people just calling him stupid for doing it, for impregnating her. You know what I mean? Because like, oh, it's kind of like one of those moves with what is her name, man? Brittany Renner, where people like know that her intention and her motive is to go after, you know what I mean? Like she has a motive. You know what I'm saying? She has an agenda. Like that's her thing. We don't know if that's the case with Drea. So they might live happily ever after, and we don't hear about this shit. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we talking about it now, but by next week we gonna be on to something else.
Right. So and to go just to kind of like piggyback off. Fuck, I lost my. Not to piggyback off what you were saying, but my only thing with it. This is my only thing with it is sometimes, and I'm not just saying women, but all of us as humans, we gotta kind of like know what we do in hindsight. What is just for money, kind of what people thinking she's just doing it for,
Mm-hmm.
because now, you know what I'm saying, her 21-year-old son is catching, strays. You know what I'm saying? Gilly was talking shit, I'm talking about, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like telling, he was like, nigga, go get me they was just making jokes about telling the little nigga, go give me a drink. And the little nigga saying, no. Then he said, nigga, I just fucked your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like
That's
that, man.
crazy, bro.
Like shit like that is tough to deal with, dog. Like,
Yeah.
that could make that little nigga want to go popping, nigga. You talk about my mama in a disrespectful manner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yep.
that's something that she gotta think about too. But
Yeah.
hopefully it's out of what they did is out of, well, I shouldn't say what she did is out of love, not just for the bad. But if it is, hey, some people, hey, we do that, man. Shit, money is the root of all evil. But hopefully, I hope they make it, and I hope everything, all this shit could just be put to bed. I hope they at least last until the little girl turns 18. But I mean, if not, he gonna be paying a pretty hefty child support.
We
Let
got
me
to
ask you.
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we got a comment from Shantia. She said, "I can agree and say men our age want women that are younger. In all honesty, most young men want older women. I personally cannot see myself being with someone of that age." And that kind of speaks to the point that most people are saying, like, what do you converse with him about? What do you talk about? How can you relate? How can y'all have certain discussions? I feel like the discussion would be limited in what y'all can talk about because you're talking about somebody that is of a completely different generation, and not just a completely different generation. We're talking about just of your son's generation and her situation. So the things that you talk, like, it's certain conversations you would have with your son that you probably would not have with him, but at the same time it's like, damn, he the same age as my son. So how do you as Draya look at that and not speak to him in that fashion because of
But
how old he is?
another thing is, a lot of older people, when they date younger people, they want to mold the people how they want them to. So look, so say for instance, he's a young buck. She's able to mold him. I mean, I don't know if she's able, but she may be able to mold
Some
him.
people may call that grooming, but go ahead.
Okay, however you want to groom. Okay, well, she's able to groom him how she want to groom him because he hasn't been exposed to so much shit. Do you see
I,
anything wrong with that?
I don't like that.
Why not?
Man, I think that just
Because in turn,
shows.
typically, okay, I ain't gonna say that because
I
I don't
think it
want to
just
start that
shows
one.
it shows an inability to connect with someone that's on your level. I think if you gotta mold and
No,
groom
no, no.
somebody
I got
that's younger,
because then it's a lot of this because you done been with so many different people and so many of this stuff and you want this because it was that way in that relationship. So it's kind of as you get older, it's kind of hard to be even. You more so wanna.
you're not gonna be even either, bro. Dating somebody that's
I
21
mean,
years younger
hey,
than you.
I don't.
That's not even.
You can't say because you don't know. We ain't.
Of
I ain't
course I
never
don't
dated
know, but
no.
we just speaking on. I don't know. Jalen
It's
Green could
not
be an
20
old
years.
soul.
Don't do anything. It ain't 20.
18, 19. I
And
don't
it
know what
ain't
the age
18 or
difference is.
19 either.
It's
16.
it's bruh.
Give her credit. She did 16.
I ain't giving her no damn credit.
So you think what she did
Um,
is bad?
I'm not saying what she did was
You know what? I
bad.
got a question for you. No, you know what? I'm sorry. I got a question for you. If you had a son,
Okay.
would you be mad at your son if he did what Jalen Green did?
Would I be mad at him?
Because
I would have I
that's
would
like
have advised
that's the
him.
first thing a woman always asks me whenever they was bringing this topic up. Would you let Keon do it? I'm like, shit, if he want to do that, go
No,
ahead.
I would have. I mean, at the end of the day, Jalen Green is a grown man, so he can make his own decision. I would have advised him against it. I'll be honest with you.
Why? Let me ask you why though. Because what did he do with a girl his age or a girl that's older is gonna happen.
Because I feel like you're bringing a child into this world. A child is a forever thing. That's always going to be your baby mom's. That's not just your baby mom's for 2, 3, 4 years. You're going to be connected with this woman for the rest of your life through a child.
Okay,
So you got to
but what's
understand
wrong
that
with it?
regardless of the money you make,
But
that's
what's
all,
wrong?
you're always going to be connected with her.
You saying because she gonna look older before you look old?
It ain't got
What
nothing to do with looking older. It's the fact that her soul, based on the interview she did, I don't know her personally, so I haven't spoken with her, so I don't know what her motive is. But based off of what
but
she
she's
stated,
if you're not LeBron James and when you get rich together, how can you trust any woman though? So whether
I'm not
it's
I'm not
Draya or
saying
somebody,
I'm not saying it's a matter of trust or distrust. That's not what I'm
but I'm
saying.
saying though, because you saying about the way she
I didn't
is.
finish
Though.
my point. How do you
Okay,
know what I'm saying?
go ahead.
What I'm saying is that's going to be your baby mom's forever. So I think you need to choose that carefully and not just, I mean, if you want to just go around and just, if you want to be a Nick Cannon, then go ahead and be a fucking Nick Cannon and just impregnate whoever and however and have all these kids running around. And that's, if that's your goal, that's your goal. But if that's not your goal, if your goal is to eventually find a mate and a partner that you're going to be with forever, I don't think Draya Michele is the one. That's what I would tell him.
Why? Because the way she was in the past.
No, because of what she clearly stated in the fucking interview. She doesn't want her, she doesn't value relationships. She just wants to have a kid. So if that's her goal is to just have a kid and co-parent, I don't think that's for my 21-year-old son because he might not want that. He's 21 years old. If he feel like he might want that now, I'm gonna be like, look, son, I understand that's something you might want now, and I understand you gotta, it's Draya Michele, but you have to understand that the decision you're making right now is a lifelong decision. It's going to impact you for the rest of your life. I don't care how much money you have. That's going to be your child, and that's going to be the mother of your child for the rest of your life. You have to understand that. If you're cool with that, then go ahead and do whatever the fuck you want to do. But I would advise against it if you eventually want something more serious, more pure, and more traditional. She stated in the interview she's a non-traditional woman. She doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship to have a kid with somebody. So if your values and morals don't align with that, then don't move forward with having a kid with her. It's that simple. So that's what I would advise my son. And that's where I stand on that. But if that's something you want to do and you cool with having a kid with her and y'all cool with the co-parenting thing, you got all this money and you could just throw money at her and throw money at the kid and go off and have another relationship with somebody else and have a kid with them and maintain that. If that's the kind of life you want, then go ahead.
But that's what they do in that fucking shit.
But you can't just say that's okay. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that's just okay because everybody does it. That's bullshit.
I mean, that's just the way they live, though. Their lifestyles is different from us, though. So,
but you still got to have a conversation. You can't just lean on that. If that's what he feel like he want, then go ahead. But don't come back to me years later and say, "Yo, Dad, I fucked up." No, nigga, I don't want to hear it. I told you. I fucking told you. So
before we get off this topic, how do you feel about Swaggy P and
I was about to go into that.
And Gail.
I was about to go into that, bro. I promise you I was about to transition into that.
And
I think that shit is corny, bro. That shit corny as fuck to me, dog. That's trash.
Why is it trash? I'm only asking.
Nigga, these are two grown-ass men. They probably haven't even mentioned Draya's name in Lord knows how long. They're only talking about her because of the situation. And not only are you talking about her, you talking about her in that light to say, oh, you insinuating that she gave Gil head in the backseat of a car? Y'all niggas not man enough to actually say that? Y'all want to kind of dance around it? Nigga, that shit childish as fuck and it's weak as fuck. That shit whack as hell, is corny as hell, bro. That shit is trash, fam. That's garbage and that's some hater ass shit. Why are you talking about her in that light? You don't give a fuck about that girl. If you did, you would have been with her. You had an opportunity to be with her. You did whatever you did with her, and that shit is in the past. Move on, bro. Why go on IG Live and y'all sit there chucking it up, Oh, what was you doing in the back seat, Gil? That shit corny. You niggas is grown as fuck. That's trash. That shit is trash to me. You ain't got nothing else better to talk about on IG Live for everybody to see. It's clout chasey as fuck. And it's corny. Niggas don't get no respect. That shit terrible, bruh. Why do you now all of a sudden she's in the news circuit because she's pregnant with Jalen Green? Now you want to go on IG Live and tell a story about how she gave you head in the back seat. You ain't say shit else prior to this. Ain't even mention the girl's name. If clout chasing was a fucking person. That shit corny, bro. I don't like that shit at all. When's the last time you heard from Nick Young? When's the last time you heard from him? You can't even remember. Now he popped out.
First of all, you can't speak for me.
I'm not saying. So I'm asking you, when's the last time you heard from Nick Young?
Well, again, I'm a podcast guy, so that's the difference.
When's the last time you heard from him? You can't remember.
Last week, he's on Gil. Okay. He be on Gil podcast. They best friends.
And what they talk about? What they talk about on this podcast?
No, I just asked you a question.
You just said you watched the podcast. You
at me like I said the shit, nigga. God,
I'm not coming at you. I'm just asking you, nigga. You watch podcasts, so you would be the one to be able to speak on this. So that's why I'm asking you personally. When's the last time you heard from him? And when you did hear from him, what the fuck do he talk about?
They talk about stuff they did in college. They talk about.
Have you heard him mention Draya Michelle's name prior to this?
I have not.
Thank you. That's all I got to say.
You say thank you to say what though?
It's garbage, bruh. Clout chasey and corny as fuck. This shit is corny. It's corny as hell, dog.
I feel you.
That's some cornball shit them niggas did. Sat on there kikiing. Oh, what's she doing in the back seat, Gil? nigga, oh, that shit is so fucking lame, bro.
They just
lame as fuck.
They treating her how they feel about her. So I hear you.
Okay, do that shit on the phone. You ain't gotta go on live and broadcast it.
But you have to understand. So
I don't have to understand none of that shit because I don't.
That's who Gilbert Arenas is. That's what he does.
That shit corny. And that shit corny as fuck.
To you, like you said.
What's your take on it? Since you asked me about it.
I was just asking what's your take. Oh,
okay, what's yours? I'm asking you.
My only take is my take is just about like what I said earlier. You gotta just know what you do in the past. It's gonna always come back and get you in the future. And I always said that I feel like all the shit that whether it's men or women that we do that we think is cool, or what she was trying to do as a when she was doing an interview with whoever she was. I don't know who the fuck she was doing an interview. When they asked her, like, I heard you like fuck 3 dudes, NBA players all at one time, and she said it wasn't on the same day. If that was the case, I'd be rich. Like that lifestyle that she lived back then, I mean, that's what you're gonna get this shit today. So you want to be a basketball whore or whatever the fuck they call, you're getting what you got. So now they coming back and talking shit about your ass. When you live that type of lifestyle, you want to fuck men just for money and get all these rich niggas, all that type of shit, all them NBA niggas, then don't get mad when they come back and they talking shit about your ass, treating you like a motherfucking hoe. I don't want to hear the shit. They just doing what they doing what they feel how you was. You was being a hoe, trying to chase niggas and get their motherfucking money, wanting to get them pregnant by a motherfucking NBA nigga, and they treating your ass like one. Gil's just a goof. Gil and Swagger P ain't like they some like real
stand up niggas.
They just who they are. So it's to be expected.
Corny ass niggas.
I'm not saying whether it's corny or not corny. I'm just saying like it didn't surprise me. And that's the social media day we live in today, dog. That's what they gonna do. Especially from Gil. He gonna talk shit about every fucking body that he fucked with. Yeah. Especially when it's time to talk about him. So, she wants to be a fucking, fuck with niggas and all like that. Them type of niggas. So that's what you get. That's my take on it.
Okay. Well, like I said, man, that shit was whack. I didn't like that shit. Regardless of her history, regardless of what she's done, regardless of how promiscuous and how vocal about her promiscuity that she's been, I I don't care about that, man. That's not their place to go on live and
What? Why is it
and
not though?
because what is it do? What is it doing? What's the purpose?
They treat her how everybody feel that she is.
So why not do it in general? Why wait until something like this comes out to go on or go on live and do it?
Because you
That's
only
clout
do stuff.
chasing.
You only do stuff when it's relevant, no matter what. You
It's
only do stuff when
clout
it's relevant.
chasing.
That's just the way life is. You could call it how you want to call it. You do stuff when it's relevant, and they thought it was relevant.
That shit
So
corny.
that's why they did it.
Corny as hell. Corny ass niggas. Two cornball ass niggas. Anyway, we go ahead and move forward, man. We get into our little Q&A segment. You know what I'm saying?
Q&A.
Q&A. So I only got 2 questions, man, and you said you got 1, right?
Let's get it.
All right, man. My first question is, man, do you believe everyone has a purpose?
Like in life?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, I believe it's something, and I can't, I can't say everybody because, well, no, yeah, nope, I take that back. Yep, everybody does have a purpose in life.
You think
I was
every
about to,
single human being
right.
walking this earth has a purpose?
I was about to say maybe no for people who maybe, and no disrespect at all, maybe mentally challenged or some that even is blind or some that can't. But that purpose is probably to help the next person to for something that may be something greater good in life. So yes, I feel everybody in this world has a purpose in this life. Now, whether we take advantage of it, who knows? But yes, I do believe that.
So do you think that purpose is just serving like as being a mother, being a father, being
No.
what do
I
you
mean, not just that. I mean, if you become a parent, no. I feel like everybody's purpose in life, it could be different because, I hear a lot of people even, especially with my wife, it'd be crazy, they'd be like, man, like, damn, you like, they say it's like a reason why you're in my life because it could be something, some type of advice or something that she could give them. And I hear from multiple different women, not that they tell me, but I just hear, whenever it comes about, you know what I'm saying? So not just even being a parent, like I think, and I think everybody's in somebody's life for a reason as well too.
Okay. Okay. So do you believe in soulmates?
Let me look up soulmate real quick.
I'll let you look up soulmate.
Let me look this up.
What is it? What do you think a soulmate is to you?
I'm about to find out. When
Oh,
I don't know some 100,000%, I go to my dictionary. I ain't afraid to say
it. Oh man. Who in the comments do you think you can mess up your purpose? Jackie said, do you think you can mess up your purpose? Do you think you can interrupt your purpose?
I think you would not fulfill your purpose. So if that's the same thing.
That's probably the same thing, depending on what it is. But if you don't know your purpose, how do you know you messed it up?
But they don't mean that's not your purpose in life, though.
But how do you know? How do you know what your purpose is?
I didn't say you did or you didn't. I'm just saying I'm only answering your question. You could not know your purpose in life and probably don't tap into it. Because a lot of people tell me my purpose every day, and I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, boy. Come on now.
What do people tell you your purpose is?
I ain't gonna go in that, but we're gonna,
Why not? This is a podcast, like you said. It's a podcast, man. Let's talk about it.
I say, yeah, it's a podcast.
Don't run from your purpose. Don't run.
I said it's a podcast in terms of we all having our opinions.
Oh, okay. Well, do you disagree? Do you disagree what people tell you your purpose is? When people say that to you, do you disagree with it?
I disagree in terms of what I told you and my dog Glenn when we was eating the David Buses. I said I'm just fucking, I'm afraid of
failure.
So
okay, say that. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
No,
everybody afraid of it.
I'm just been losing thought, dog. I got so much on my mind today, dog. My mind just all over the place. But yeah, it is though. But so yeah, though. So that's the reason why I probably don't even tap into I feel my purpose is on this earth. I mean, when
So
as a kid growing up, I thought my purpose was to play football, fuck over every nigga, have everybody, wearing my jersey, signing autographs. I thought that was my purpose. Obviously, that ain't the goddamn purpose.
so what you thought was your purpose and what people tell you your purpose is are obviously two different things, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So what you felt like your purpose was, you feel like it's no longer your purpose because of age and, other
It just
factors.
didn't happen.
It just didn't happen. Okay. So people on the outside looking in say, well, okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think people can have multiple purposes or just one?
That's a good question. Since you said that, because I've gotten two different people, not two different people. People tell me my purposes is two different things.
Okay.
On occasion, so I would say yes, and which I do think that probably is my purpose, but I just don't want to, fucking attack it.
Mm. Jackie said, I think your purpose can change and you can have more than one.
Can it change? Maybe. Because my purpose was supposed to play football. I was supposed to shit on niggas. That was supposed to be my purpose. That was the reason why I was here.
But you did that though, right? You didn't do it on the level you wanted to, but you did it. I'm just, bruh. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be real.
Give you that. I would
You can be mad all you want. Let's be honest. Okay.
That was cute. That was cute. I like the way you did that, you sorry motherfucker. That was cute. That was cute. That was cute. That was cute. Very cute.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
Hey, just because, hey, you might be like, God, these ain't the niggas I wanted to shit on. I wanted to shit on these niggas. I shitted on these niggas.
So then, in terms of Jackie's point, then hey, we got multiple purposes, and then the motherfuckers changed. I think mine has evolved. Some of my main purposes now, though, I think is pretty much it's just to give back to kids in terms of giving them knowledge of not to go down certain bad paths. I think that's what my purpose is. And training people. Those are the things that I get from people. So those were the two ones that I get. Giving back to kids and as far as explaining them that we don't want to, I want them to be our future instead of the niggas who's going to be locked up for life. And, just training. I think those are my two purposes in life that I'm just afraid to attack. And
you think you only have two?
As of right now. And I mean, those. I mean, besides being a father and a husband.
They do. Talk about it. Talk about it. Speak on it.
But those. I mean, that's a purpose in life, no matter what, though. Because what I do is always. I shouldn't say always, but it's gonna help somebody. We always tend to help somebody in ways we probably wasn't even trying to, and that could be our purpose that we don't.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But
so that right. So that speaks to Jackie's point.
Those are the two purposes that I feel that. If I was to attack, I think I can succeed in, but I'm so afraid of failure that I don't fuck with.
Man, I can go deeper into this, but I ain't gonna do that to you, brother.
We ain't got nothing but time. We ain't got nothing but time. Baby. Hey, our viewers who normally give us feedback, they just join anyway. So shit.
Right. They always. They wait
till after sports topic.
Man, they time that shit up perfectly.
Bro, you.
They be popping in and out. As soon as they hear some bullshit, I'm gone. Pop in with this, I'm gone. Yeah, man, they be timing that shit up. Oh man, I had a thought, but I kind of let it. I let it. I let it go because I ain't.
Well, if it come back, we'll.
If it come back, yeah.
But, So I got to revert. It's all every time we actually took the question.
Hold on, no, I'm not done with this topic though.
Oh, I was just going to who know, but go ahead.
No, I mean, yeah, but I ain't done with the topic. So, well, no, you was going to hit me with the Uno, right? Okay, so fuck it, we here. So I feel like we do have multiple purposes. I don't think we have one purpose. I think it's impossible for all human beings to have one purpose. I think the fact that we all interact with each other, that's a purpose in itself because we're all impacting each other, you know, whether it's a positive or negative impact. Obviously, we would all like to have positive impacts on each other. Um, but I think that in itself is a purpose. The fact that, you know, we come across each other, we interact, we become friends, you know, we influence each other, we help each other out, you know, in different ways. I think that's a purpose. I think the many roles we serve, whether it be a son, whether it be an uncle, whether it be a nephew, whether it be a father, whether it be a friend, whether it be a husband, whether it be a boyfriend, those are all different purposes because we wear different hats. You know what I'm saying? Like me as a son, I wear a hat. As a boyfriend, I wear that hat. As a friend, I have to wear that hat. As a worker, and as you know, having coworkers, I wear that hat. Those are all multiple purposes that we're doing on a daily, you know, a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are like that's on like a basic level. But I think as in terms of like having a broad purpose, that's like an internal thing. Like you with the same with the football thing, that was me as well. Like my whole thing in life was NFL, NFL, and it's NFL and nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't consider shit else. But when I came to the realization that that wasn't going to happen, I had to pivot, you know, and I had to figure something else out. And that became my purpose. You know what I'm saying? But I still wanted to be, and to this day, I still want to be involved with the game of football to some extent. Us having this podcast is a form of that. You know what I mean? We can get on here every Wednesday and discuss sports and stay involved with the game. We still talk about it. We still keep up with it. You know what I mean? So that in itself is a purpose. You know, and we don't know who watched this shit. I mean, we know it's not many people right now, but we don't know where this is gonna go. You know, we talked about this for years, and we finally just said, "Fuck it, let's go ahead and do the shit." You know what I mean? We 15 episodes in, you know, and who's to, you know, we don't know what the future holds for this, man. Um, so yeah, I think we have multiple purposes. I think they change throughout the years, depending on the path you choose to take in life. And yeah, that's where I stand on that. I don't think it's just one clear cut thing, you know. Circumstances happen, things happen in life. You might feel like, oh, I'm destined for this, and then God be sitting up there laughing at you, like, yeah, okay, nigga. And then you end up, you know what I mean, doing something else, you know.
Let me just
So,
let me just
huh?
say reason
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reason why
my
I
bad.
said I want to no you good. I
Mm,
kind of interrupted you. Why I said I want to look up the definition for soulmate is because
mm,
there's
mm-hmm.
always a ghetto definition of a lot of words that we kind of use in the, in our
Right,
urban life.
right, right.
So that's the
Yeah,
reason why I
yeah.
said I want to look it up because I know the when I when you're talking to somebody that you really love, you're like, man, you my soulmate. That's kind of like the, but in terms, it could be a friendship too. A soulmate could be a friendship, and that's
That's
why
a
I said,
fact.
let me
That's a
go to
fact.
the dictionary and really look this shit up. And that's the reason why I
Okay,
mean, I know
what you get?
I know our way, but it's just saying it could be a close friend or a romantic partner. So you asked me, do I
Mm, okay.
believe in soulmates?
Yeah.
I never thought about it. I shit, I don't even.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Go ahead.
You feel like Teresa's your soulmate?
Soulmate me. I mean, yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The
Okay.
reason why I can say that is because I mean we've been together for 20 years. Uh, you know, I think it's been times where we've fucking hated each other guts at points,
Okay.
but we always able to come back and understand. You know, we kind of like as one.
Right.
So
Figure it out.
in order to do that, like I feel like she has to be my soulmate. If that's the case, I just seen a lot of people, ditch the person who they thought was probably they was gonna be with for the long term, the long
Right.
haul. It didn't happen.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and I just felt, and we have talks today. We just like, man, it will always kind of like be us. So, yeah, I feel, yeah, she is my soulmate, like my rib. So,
Mm. Like I said, my rib. All right, Jody.
uh, she ain't helped me with my fucking back was hurting, so I don't know. Just sit there and watch me fucking.
Sit there and let her do the shit.
Do you
Oh
believe
man.
in soulmates?
Ooh, ooh, buddy.
And just real quick, did you know like the real definition, or you only again? I'm so in tune with the Urban Dictionary, urban dictionary of a lot of shit that I probably don't know the real meaning of shit. That's why I do go to the dictionary. I be on my fucking shit googling a lot like a motherfucker now.
Shit, you and me both. I'm in Google, Wikipedia, all that. You already know I'm a research nigga, so I be on that shit, dog.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of got the same take as like when it comes to having a purpose. I think we can have multiple soulmates. And that kind of aligns with the definition that you just read with it could be a friend or someone that you're in a relationship with. Um, you know, because the term is soul mate, not opposite sex mate or same sex mate, if that's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's soul. So the soul could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? So and if you feel like you're a mate to that particular soul, then yeah, if y'all, the chemistry, the vibe, like all that type of shit, if you feel like you've known this person and y'all just, it just feels effortless, you know what I mean? Then yeah, you can deem that as your soulmate. And depending on, how long that relationship lasts, life might take you in a different direction to where it's like it's still friends that I'm cool with, that I went to high school with. No matter what happens, we can link up and just kick it like nothing ever. You know what I mean? Like there was no time that dropped. We just kind of picked up where we left off, type shit. So I think that's an example of that.
Now I'm gonna put you on the spot. I ain't gonna
Go
do
ahead.
how you did me, but I'm gonna ask you this question:
Go
when
ahead.
do you think you will know if a person is your soulmate, whether it's friend or romantically?
I, friend wise, I think it's easier when
Not
it's
not just like a timeline, but just like when do you know? Like man, like I don't want to
yeah.
say another man is my soulmate in terms of friendship. We ain't doing that. I ain't fucking with that part of
Right.
the deck. I'm only fucking with the urban
Right.
dictionary. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, in terms of relationship, man, I just feel like it's a feeling, bro. I really feel like it's a feeling, and I think that kind of validates my thinking or my philosophy on having multiple soulmates because I feel like I've been with someone that I felt like was my soulmate at that point in time. You know what I mean? Like during that time in hindsight, I'm looking at it like during that time that we were together, that's what I felt. But obviously, things happen, and that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? I moved on, and then on to someone else where I felt like that as well. So that's why I'm like, from experience, I feel like you go through that multiple times
mm,
because there hasn't been like one person that's like above everybody else where it's like, fuck everybody else. This was just my soulmate, and then that's it type of thing, if that makes sense. And I think a lot of people can relate to that because there's people that have been married multiple times. So why would you get married to somebody if you don't feel like that's your soulmate?
right.
People have been married, one time, two times, three times, four marriages, and
That was.
engaged.
Hey, you clean that shit up real good at that point. When you said that part, well, you clean that shit up real good. I like, boy, you probably gonna be in trouble when we get off the pod. But you cleaned it up real
No,
good.
that's real shit
No,
though.
I know you cleaned it up. You was able to
Yeah.
give a good example,
Because
and
I mean, I'm just saying, if you think about it, people be married and they in that
right,
space in that time frame, they're
right,
like, oh, this is it for me. I'm done.
right,
And then
right.
shit happens, and they next thing you know, they get the divorce, and then they in another marriage, and they're in the same situation.
Yep,
So that's
100%.
pretty much where I'm coming from with that.
Right. Yep.
So that's
That's for
why I feel
sure.
like you can have multiple soulmates.
That was a good topic. Good topic. Good shit.
Yeah. So
You want me
um,
to go, or you gonna go again?
you can go.
Okay.
I got one more question, but you only got one, right?
Yeah, I only got one.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead then.
My shit kind of weak. My shit is like uh a a whoosh type of thing. So and I could be saying the wrong. I could be saying this word wrong, but you'll correct me because you professor. You are professor, my cat.
Professor.
Nepotism. That's I said it right, right? Nepotism.
Yes. Good job.
In a I'll kill you. In what field would you want that to be happening to you? Like, what do you feel it will work best for you in life? If it can, if you can have that happen, like in what field of part of life would you wish that to happen in?
um, we talking about like work wise?
Anything, because it can happen in a lot of different things though. It could be. let's say for instance, somebody was a fucking a judge, and they got you off because of
Okay.
So it could be
I
in
would,
any part of life.
yeah, I would just say probably corporate America type shit,
Mm,
like work wise. I think if it was like, okay, so it's the question is becoming clearer to me. Um, Let me just give you an example. Let's say I was a junior or a senior at a D1 school. And matter of fact, no. Let's say I was a third string quarterback on an NFL team,
mm-hmm.
right? Or a quarterback, not even just third string. If I was a quarterback on an NFL team and my uncle or something was the GM, I wouldn't want nepotism to work in my favor. I wouldn't want him to make me the starting quarterback just because he's my uncle. I would want to work for that. So I would
Gotcha.
tell him personally, don't just give me the
So,
fucking job.
all right.
I want to earn it. You know what I'm saying? That's so from it in that example, in examples where I feel like
But corporate America, you want it though. You
because
don't
in
want to work
corporate
for it.
America, yeah, in corporate America, I feel like there's more politics involved. And I know politics are involved in sports as well. It's in everything, you know what I mean? Where there's like a hierarchy, and you got to work your way up and things like that. And you know what I mean? All that shit. But I think in corporate America, it's a little bit more difficult. So in terms of that, absolutely, I would want that to work in my favor if I'm
So out,
qualified.
out of, out of all the different places in life, that's where you want it in corporate America. In corporate America.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because that's money. That could be the difference of 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a year. So yeah, let me get that.
I feel it.
Let me get that.
I feel it.
What about you?
Criminal justice. I,
Oh,
I want somebody to be either be like a governor or a mayor, where if I
mm,
fuck up, like even though you probably got to drop the hammer, you won't drop it on me to the max. You know what
right.
I'm saying? And
Okay.
the only reason why I brought this topic up is because I was just watching Law and Order this morning. I've been off the last
You was
week and a
inspired.
half. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I
Got
just
some extra
seen,
time.
yeah, I got some extra time on my hand. I seen a mayor. Was he a mayor? He was the mayor of New York, and his
Mhm.
best friend was he was big in corporate, in corporate
Right.
America.
Mhm.
They golfed together and all that shit. He had
Right.
killed somebody, and the dude
Mm.
wanted him to he got found guilty, but the mayor
Okay.
was like, yo, he told everybody, Lord, to him, if you don't, give him 5 years or less, then I'm gonna make sure you guys get fired type shit. And so,
Oh, damn. See, that's tough.
right.
That's tough.
The
That's
only thing, the reason it backfired though, because it was an old school nigga who was by the book to the max. He didn't give a fuck if he got fired or not. He was the district attorney, so he didn't he said fuck the mayor, and he brought the hammer down and made the case get and the dude got 25 years to life. So fucked up his whole life.
so
But
let me ask you this then. How would you feel having to work against nepotism if you caught in the middle of that? So to my example, if you're a head coach and there's a GM and his nephew or
I would hate
whoever,
it. I would
that
hate it
you
to the max. I would hate it to the max. Again, so look, and that's the reason why I say I think I would only want it in the criminal justice life, because
Mhm.
if I'm very, I'm very competitive. So
Mhm.
if it's in terms of me working in corporate America, I get that I can move up higher, in rank, as far as whether it's director or however it
Right.
goes in your
Right, right,
specific
right.
field. I can
Uh-huh.
move up faster than that. I mean, I would love that, and I get that, but in terms of me competing against my peers, I'm a numbers guy when it comes to work. So if it's numbers and I see this nigga better than me this month, then I make sure that following month that he's not better than me when it comes to numbers. So I'm too competitive where I wouldn't want it in corporate America in terms of, just going against peers.
Mhm.
Of course, we all want more money, but again,
Of
though,
course.
to your point though, yeah, if I'm a coach, or just to your point, if I'm a coach and I
Mhm.
had to deal with that shit, I probably would I don't know. It depends on how good such and such a player is. Let's go. Let's go into example. And with the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis' brother Thanos Antetokounmpo, he's only on the team because
Because
they
of
want
Giannis.
Giannis so bad.
Right.
When he gets in the game, he fucks
Trash.
up. There's a whole
He
highlight.
garbage.
There's like a 5-minute highlight on him fucking up every time he's in the
Fucking
game,
up, turning the ball over.
doing
Yeah.
stupid shit.
Dumb shit. He's
So
just he's
in terms of me being Doc Rivers, where he's at, with they team being a championship team, but not there yet because it could be that last man on the bench.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a problem with that. So before I had signed that goddamn contract, because I already had a job with ESPN, I know it's different commas that comes with ESPN being a head coach.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. Because that spot is being wasted by a nigga who's being a cheerleader on the sideline. That brings the only value he brings is when he, like I get sometimes a cheerleader can't help, and I understand that, but
moral support.
He's not really bringing no value to being a
no real value.
Player. And I'm not saying he could be a good player, but every time he gets in the game, he do more harm than he do good.
Yeah, and I don't think, I mean, to kind of piggyback off of that, I mean, how long has he been in the league? Do you know?
He's been in at least 5 years now. I can tell you that.
5 years. So
it
man,
could be more, but I'm just saying that minimum he's been in there for 5.
So yeah, with him being in the league 5 years now, I mean, I haven't really seen any development from him as a player. We've seen the same thing year after year, and that's regardless of his minutes on the court. You still got time that you put in off the court. So I should see some type of progress. I should see some type of improvement from you as a player, and we don't see that at all. So yeah, I think that is a waste of a roster spot, and that is a classic example of nepotism with regards to Giannis. And him, saying, hey, my brother need to have a roster spot in order for me to sign his contract is bullshit. And he got to get a minute and a half per game if we up by 15 or more type bullshit. It's garbage. But I think Giannis also should take responsibility and try to develop his brother because that's trash for him to just get on the court and we keep saying the same thing.
Because Giannis is really not even developed yet. He's just all athletic. He has no skill set. He brings no skill set to in terms of I'm talking about skill. You feel me?
I know what you mean. Basketball.
So he can't really develop him, and I don't even know if that nigga's trying to get developed, nigga. Because if you get one, I need to see improvement every time you go on that court for that minute. And he get worse and worse and worse. Like, come on, man. This nigga
even if he Tori said hot garbage. He said that's his older brother.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
But I mean, even like so, Giannis is probably going to be the face of the league once LeBron retires. But he has the resources to develop his brother. It ain't like he got to do it personally. He could have him. He could connect him with other people. You know what I'm saying? To get him better, find out what his strengths are, find out what his weaknesses are, but develop him. There's been zero, and this is not a Giannis and his brother conversation. Let's be clear about that. We still talk about nepotism.
Just nepotism and
right. But my thing is develop the man. Don't have him go out there because it's a representation of Giannis at the end of the day, and it's a poor representation of him. It's not a good representation. You know what I mean? You vouched for him and said, "Oh, he got to be on the team." Nigga, why? He out there stinking it up. He looking terrible. So it's like, bro, like put the time and the resources in to develop him. Don't just have him out there looking stupid. That's crazy.
I even seen one day Giannis had a bad game, and we're gonna be done with this shit.
Yeah.
But one day Giannis had a bad game, and so he stayed after. When these niggas be staying after they copied the I ain't gonna say Kobe started, but Kobe made it mainstream. The whole Kobe thing. Let me get some shots up after the game. They're still in the arena. This nigga's getting rebounds. He getting rebounds. Nigga, no, y'all take turns and shoot them motherfucking jumpers.
Right. Work on your game.
Go get to tell the assistant coach because Giannis is the face of their team. If he say goes, you come get these fucking rebounds, nigga. We both gonna get these shots up, nigga. I'm not gonna be getting your fucking rebounds, nigga. I'm trying to stay in the NBA too, nigga.
But that tells you what the motive is. That tells you that he's just out there collecting a check. He's not trying to get better. He's not trying to improve as a player. That's the role he gonna serve you know, to piggyback off of our earlier point, that's one of his purposes is to get Giannis's rebounds and
Right.
come off the bench when they up by 30
Right.
and play 2 minutes and turn the ball over. Shit.
And in life, you got people who don't like nepotism. Say, I'm sorry, we got to go into this. I got to break it sports related, but people like Jay Rice, nigga, son, what's his goddamn
Brendan
name?
Rice.
Brendan Rice. He don't want the nepotism shit, nigga. He don't give me shit because of my dad. It was a
Right.
long time before anybody ever knew that
he was his
even
son.
used to tell people his last name was Rice,
Yep.
to make it, coincide with each other because he didn't want that shit. He
Yep.
worked for his shit. He even have a tattoo that says, fuck, I can't even think of the name of it. But it says something to the point of, just like kind of like, it's like earn, not given type shit.
Right. Right.
You
I
don't
like
want
that
shit.
mindset.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
and that's good. But I feel you in corporate America though. I get that's probably corporate America or criminal justice is the two best places you can, really have that shit at.
Yeah.
And
Facts. Facts.
Well, yeah, that was my shit.
All right, man. I got one last question for you, man. I got this worded away in my phone, but I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, what?
I have it worded away.
Oh.
I don't know how you heard that. Fuck it. I'm gonna just ask you the way it's worded, and if you need clarity, let me know. I'll clarify it for you.
Well, then go and hit it in the level.
And this is crazy because
what
you have
is it? What kind of topic is it?
It's a kid topic. Sort of.
Let's get it. Let's go.
And whoever watching, please feel free to chime in the comments and let me know what you think about it or answer the question. Shit, fuck it. Would you ever tell your son or daughter that the person they're dating is out of their league? Let me know if you need clarity on that.
No, I don't. Yes, I will, and yes, I have.
Ooh. So you would straight up tell. So hold on. Let me make sure you understand. Let me not say. Let me make sure you understand.
So let's elaborate with this. Are we talking about it as an adult or as in kids?
I mean, where they are now.
Absolutely, I would tell my kids that. Absolutely.
Okay, so as an adult, does that change?
It does a little bit. It does a little bit in terms of, and I'm not talking when you say out of the league. Okay, yeah, that's what we got to do some elaboration. Are we talking about looks? Or are we talking about money wise?
It could be whatever is making you feel as though that person is out of the league, whether it's physical, whether it's career, which equals money.
Physical looks wise, as an adult, no. As a kid, yes.
Okay.
I told my son when he was in, I don't know what grade he was.
Okay.
He was dating a little ugly mud puppet, and I told that nigga, we done with her. And the next day he was done. We not doing that shit. We not doing that shit. No. We're not doing that shit. Not today. Mm-mm.
You told him to dead that shit, bro.
We was on Venice Beach in California. He showed me the picture, and I told him, done.
Right there. You said nope, not gonna have it.
Absolutely not. I don't give a fuck. Again, as an adult, would I do that? No, because what you like as an adult is nothing. I can't. Shit. I can't say nothing about that.
But you can still have an opinion.
Yeah, but I in terms of looks, in terms of if then yeah, okay.
So if she ugly and got bread,
let me come back. Now, if anybody ever watch this and then you come back, I would definitely tell my daughter no to white men. I definitely would say that. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say that on live. Ain't that I'm racist. So you remember how what was we talking? You know how you said Draya and Jalen Green have nothing to fucking talk about?
Right. So hold on. Treese just popped out from out of nowhere. She said you're confused by the question. She said out of the league means they are too good for your child.
So that's why. Okay, so that's why I said. So what am I?
So hold on. Before you proceed, Treese, expound on what you feel as though is deemed as quote unquote too good. So go ahead and go ahead.
What I'm saying is, am I not asking your question? I
Are
mean, am
you
I
not,
not answering your question? I'm sorry. Am I not answering your question correctly?
from your perspective? Yeah, if that's
No,
what
but I'm
you.
saying though. So that's why. So let's just give me an example. I need an example, and I tell you what I do or what I'm not doing. Then.
So the thing is, everybody has their different definition of what they feel as though is
So that's why I
within
said when
or
we
out of their
talking
league.
money, successful rate,
It
looks
could,
like
yeah,
what we
it could
talking about.
be, yeah,
Right.
it could
So you
be
sound
money,
confused, and I'm not confused because I told you to elaborate, and you said anything. So
but that
am I
could
wrong?
that, but
But
to
am I wrong or
Teresa's
is she
point,
wrong?
no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I think to Teresa's point, it could equal at the end of the day, it could equal that person being quote unquote too good for your child. If they're making too much money, you could feel like, oh, this person is too good for my child. If they look a certain way, you could be like, oh, this person is too good for my child, or whatever other qualities that they can possess. I mean, I don't know much more. If okay, let me kind of add this third ingredient, so to speak. If you know who your son is, right? Let's say, and this is obviously hypothetical, right? Let's say Keon has a certain type of personality where you don't think he would treat women well, right? Let's say he had that type of personality where you felt like, man, I don't think my son gonna be, the relationship type. I don't think he gonna be, you know what I mean? He needs some work type shit. And he brought a girl around, and you got the impression that this girl was just like she had a heart of gold. She was gonna treat him right. She was gonna be faithful. You know what I mean? Like she just brought all these good qualities to the table, and you're like, man, I don't think my son should be with her because he gonna fuck her up. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna hurt her or he's not gonna treat her right. So that could be like another example of you feeling like she's out of his league, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Gotcha, gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
So
But to answer
Tree
your
said
question, in any form, yes, I would.
in
If
any
she was
form.
in certain, but as an adult, in certain, as far as looks, if I ain't even gonna say I'm quiet, but yes, I would say I don't.
I mean, those are the things that most people gravitate to is
I'm
looks.
blunt.
That's the first thing. People
I'm
say,
I'm
oh, just like
I'm
you did. You saw the picture. You never met that girl. All you did was see a picture. You was like, nope, not happening. Ball
I'm
game.
blunt. So and I feel with my kids and trees like I kind of just speak freely. So I'm gonna say what's on the mind a lot. So I ain't holding back because they gonna
Okay.
say it to me. Yeah.
So hold on. We got two comments from Tree. So she said, I'm just clarifying the way you asked your question. You asked if he would tell his child someone was out of his child's league. Out of your league equals smarter, prettier, more wealthy, more ambitious, more wholesome, more loyal, etc. Unequally yoked in some way. Jackie said, I think you should absolutely keep it honest with your children. So
Now let's say for instance my son was dating a woman that's a fucking 10 plus 10 plus. I'm like dog, she out of your league, nigga. I'm gonna tell him that too.
you would be honest with him and say she out of your league.
She out of your league, nigga. Have
Mm.
don't fall in love too hard. Don't fall in love too hard, man. Take that shit slow, dog, because she probably break your little heart. I'm
Just be careful. Be
I'm,
careful with the dimes, huh?
I'm, I'm coming, dog. I'm gonna tell you everything. I'm gonna tell you everything. I'm gonna give you
Mm.
something straight. If
Tree said, hold on. She's continuing on. She said, I would never tell that to my child or to anyone because ultimately you should be able to learn from your partner and grow with them. So if they have attributes that my child doesn't, hopefully it would inspire them to grow in that area. Okay. Jackie said it's important if they need to know where to step it up or where to do better. So those two comments kind of coincide with each other. Um, she goes on to say, I wouldn't in regards to looks, that's vanity. But if they need to work on treating a woman better or being a better partner in the form of communication and other relationship aspects. So, yeah, man, it's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I don't have kids, but um, I think it's tough because just from like a humanistic standpoint, most people want their children to be with attractive mates who they feel are, is attractive, regardless of whether they think their child is, of a certain rating. You know what I mean? You still want your child to have someone that is attractive,
Absolutely.
right? And
Uh,
then you also want that person to be able to treat your kid right. So if you have I mean, in your case, you have a son and a daughter. So we're gonna talk about Keon because I know it's gonna be cringeworthy for you to talk about Lonnie. Um,
if he ain't black, he ain't coming home.
but I mean, at the end of the day, you want Keon to be with a girl that's gonna treat him right, aside from everything else. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's gonna be ambitious, be respectful of you and Treese as well. Um,
Hey,
somebody that's
so I'm sorry,
go ahead.
I gotta interrupt you on this.
Go ahead.
Just to piggyback off what you're saying about what I would want for my son.
Yeah,
The most important thing I think I would want for my, I mean, I know I'm talking shit now. That's what I do. Of course, I do want them to be attractive, but the most important thing I do want, I just don't want any fucking from the woman. I don't think I want. I want to make sure she's smart, intelligent, have a right head on her shoulders. If
yeah.
things get online, things can work itself out. And the reason why I say that is because some shit that came around in my life with a close friend of mine with shit been fucked up, and I kind of took for granted from my relationship that I got with Trees. Well, that doesn't always happen. Well, the woman that you may have a baby with or be with may not be. She could just not have it all. So that's another reason I want to make sure if I want to when I meet her, I want to make sure she's you know functioning properly because
Okay,
that's
so if that's the case, why did you tell him not to date the girl that he showed you a picture of?
I mean, at this time though, he was in fifth grade. I'm not, I'm not gonna say on air the reason why I said. I will tell you off air.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you probably understand, but
Okay, so has that changed today?
what?
So if he was to show you a picture of a girl that he was dating and you didn't think she was attractive for him, obviously, would you have said the same thing to him? Like, no, we ain't doing that shit.
I ain't gonna say no, we ain't doing
Before
it.
beating her?
I ain't gonna say no, we ain't doing that shit. I'm like, dog,
But
come
you would
on.
be honest with him.
I'm like, come on, Key, come on, man. Come on, dog. I need you to go back to the drawing board. Go back to the drawing board.
So in one way or another, you would tell him like that ain't it.
So,
Before meeting her.
and you know what I learned about myself today, and I just learned this about myself today. I think I'm
Just today, you just learned this.
just today. I'm not saying it probably always been there, and I just never, just thought about
Okay.
it. I think I'm just too goddamn judgmental.
Everybody is.
No,
Bro,
but I'm
bro, a lot of people are judgmental and
I get that.
they
I
don't
get
want to
that.
admit it.
I get that. But when I see I'm like I think I'm over the top, man. Like, and I've
In what
learned this
way?
that
In what
just looking
way?
at people, I, just look at that motherfucker. I'm a judge you.
Just looking at that motherfucker.
Look at that motherfucker. And
Would
today,
you like to share that experience that that
nope,
made you come to this realization?
nope.
Okay.
But
All right, we could talk about that off air too.
just just know though, today I learned that I'm just too judgmental. So I think I would have to say something to my kids because if I see a little motherfucker that's
You're like, nah, that ain't it.
and I kind of like speak my mind though. And with my kids, I'm very truthful. I don't beat no bush. They know I'm coming. I shoot them straight. Same way. Well, my daughter gonna shoot me. My Keon, he kind of but Lonnie gonna
Mhm.
shoot me straight too. Shit, that's how we is. Nigga, I'm shooting niggas straight. Nigga, we ain't beating no bush. And that's the way I like to be treated. Don't. I like to be shot straight. So I'm gonna let them know. You ain't got to agree with it, but shit, just know.
Man, that's that's crazy.
But
So
again,
how long do you think that's something that's gonna I mean, You feel like you always gonna be judgmental when it
Yeah.
comes to them?
No, it's not just them. I'm just saying in life I'm judgmental.
Okay, but as it pertains to them, I'm asking you.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Shit.
Because you said it changes from now to when they're adults. So once they become adults,
In terms of when they become adults and they meet whoever they feel they're gonna be with or whatever for that time being. I mean, for my if anyone like if my daughter bring home a little ugly motherfucker, I'm lying. I'm gonna say he kind of ugly.
it sounds like you just going off of that. You just going off the looks. Because if you can't get past the look, then you don't even know what else they bring into the table.
Right. I'm gonna go look first, and after that, then I will go from there. So if you
So
look
that's where
decent,
your judgmental comes from. The
no.
fact that
It's
you
gonna be look first. I can only because I'm visual first, and then after that, I'm gonna see who you is as a person.
mm,
But let's see.
it, it sounds like
Look. Let me explain this too. Let me explain this at the same time though, because let's just say, for instance, if I, in terms of my kids, if I give you the look first and I ain't feeling it, it's still I'm not gonna say nothing right then and there. I'm gonna see what type of person you is. If that
mm,
can overpower the looks, then I'm gonna
mm,
absolutely love that because that is
okay.
very important. Because I don't want one day to I could have been dealing with them. It could have been a good looking motherfucker, but a motherfucker that's gonna kill one of my kids in
Right.
case they get in an argument because that shit happens so much. But I'm still gonna judge though. I don't give a fuck.
Because
I told you today I found out I'm too damn judgmental just
I
in
was
life.
I was gonna hit you with that. I was gonna say, what if somebody came around, you didn't find them appealing to your son or daughter
I'm gonna say
physically,
they ugly,
but
I'm gonna say ugly, but man, you know what? They treat you real good, and
right,
that's very important, dog.
right.
And again,
Because it
I learned that part throughout this week, dog. That's very important. I just kind of like took it for granted because of the relationship me and Trees got that we have as a mate,
mhm,
that we've been able to make it and deal with each other bullshit. But in life, that doesn't always happen, fam. And I got somebody very close to me that's dealing with that would he in fucking pain right now, and it pisses me off. But I never thought about that. Like, damn, like just because I thought because y'all was gonna work it out, but it didn't happen, and now you getting fucked on the back end. Like that shit
mm,
is so important. So knowing, so look, what a person treats you is way more important than the way they look. I'm just going, me, B Murray, gonna judge your ass from the looks. That's just I don't know why, and it sucks. I'm not saying it's just who I am. I don't know. I won't say nothing out loud to somebody, but I'm too damn judgmental.
so how much how much that does that judgment weigh?
Again, if what didn't happen this week, I would have been dumbfounded because like I just said, the relationship me and Trees have, I never understood. Like I just took it for granted. Like when people get together, it shouldn't be no bullshit. It shouldn't be no extra shit that gets involved in relationships.
When you
And so
say extra shit, what are you referring to? Cheating?
no, I can't. I tell you that off air too, man. I can't.
Okay,
I can't put
okay.
the business on air, but I can
Gotcha,
tell you
gotcha,
privately
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
because you know the person, and that's okay.
Okay. But to
But
go
it's
the
just,
other way,
but,
to go the other way, if you were to see this person for your son or daughter, and you did find them attractive for them, and you kind of went off that and said, "Oh, they cool." Would you let your guard down, or would you still stay on point and say, "Okay, well, this person checks the physical box, but now they got to check the other boxes."
but before this week, in terms of my son, and so let me explain. In terms of my
Okay.
daughter, I'd have to check both. I mean, check both boxes. In terms of in terms of my daughter, I'd check both boxes. In terms of my son, it would only been one box. Oh, she looks good for you. You know what I'm saying? But now seeing what didn't transpire
Right, right,
and
right,
me
right.
not being naive no more
Uh-huh.
because sometimes I got a small brain. It don't expand into something happen. Now I see the way life works. Now
Uh-huh.
it's like, damn, I would rather the personality and the person you is get checked before the looks because the looks does not fucking matter.
Ooh, so you reversed it.
Man, dog, it's so important, dog, because it can hurt you in the long run. That look shit don't even fucking matter, dog. And now I'm
Mm.
still gonna judge you though. I'm still judging. That's just unfortunately that's what it is. But the look shit does
Said
not.
you're gonna get judged.
It does not matter, dog. The person who you is and the heart you got is the most important thing, and that's the person that I would want for my kids. I want good people, somebody that's not gonna try to hurt my kids, nobody's
Right.
gonna try to put them in jail, if they anything like that shit is more important than any other bullshit. Because a piece of mind is better than a piece of ass, a good piece of a girl that looks good on the outside.
That's a fucking bar. I don't even think you realize that was a bar. A
You know,
piece of mind is worth more than a piece of ass. That's a bar.
it's light.
That's a bar.
It's
That's
light.
a bar. Um, hey man, like I said, man, I don't have kids, but shit, I think I would absolutely be honest if I was in that situation. Um, but I think it's something.
Be honest. When you say be honest, you saying of the way that person look,
Yeah,
or
but the thing is, like, I would
let me
be
ask you this
looking at it.
question. So it's kind of ties back into the, I guess, the Jalen Green, Draya Michele type shit because
Sort
he's
of, kind of.
he's technically out of her league in terms of what his contract is about to be next, and come summer,
Well, so,
and,
oof,
and, and the type of woman she's in, she's been known to, you know,
right.
so he's
So this
technically
is
out of her league.
so this adds an element to the question, in my opinion. I feel like they can be perceived as being out of each other's leagues in different areas.
That's good. I feel that.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? So from a monetary standpoint, he could be out of her league, but from a physical standpoint, she could be out of his league. You know what I'm saying? So how does that work? But we don't know them personally. I don't know Jalen Green personally. I don't know who he is, how he treats his woman, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who Drea Michelle is personally. I don't know how she conducts herself within her relationships and how she treats men. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But like I was saying, from a hypothetical standpoint, if I was a parent, um, I mean, yeah, you're gonna be judgmental, and it's not even just judgmental from a physical standpoint. You could be judgmental to the personality as well. You know what I mean? You can be around them and see them interact with your son, and observe how they interact with you, and judge that as well. Be like, oh, I don't know how. I don't like her. I don't think she has manners. I don't like how she did this. I don't like how she responded to that. So you could
Let me
judge that too.
let me interrupt you real quick. Let's say, for
Yeah.
instance, you had a daughter. She brought home a dude. Do you think you would judge? Because the first thing I know older men do is they judge that handshake. Would you judge that handshake?
Yeah, I would. I would. I think a handshake that says a lot to me. That's something I learned from my dad, my uncles, you know what I'm saying?
And
So
then would you would,
whenever
would you would you judge the yes or no, sir, if he not saying that to you, or Mister
not
or
necessarily the
Mrs.
yes sir, not necessarily the yes or no sir, but I think you should respond with respect. It don't have to necessarily be yes or no sir, but you can be respectful in your response without having to say sir all the time. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? If you do that, that's great. You know what I'm saying? That's good. I appreciate it. But I'm not gonna hedge everything on that. Like, oh, this nigga ain't say sorry, trash. Like I can't just do that because I don't know his upbringing. I don't know if he got a father figure in his life. I don't know who taught him or what he wasn't taught. I think
Here's the
that needs to be
final thing.
considered also. What's up?
Final thing. You ready for this one?
What up?
You ready? This one gonna cut the straw for you.
I think I'm ready. Shit. Go ahead.
Now, when you meet him, you gonna well, when they leave the house, you gonna watch them go outside. If he don't open your daughter's door, you gonna
Mm,
judge it because you a big door opener. You gonna judge him?
that's one of my things, man.
So do you judge me when I open Tree's door?
No, I don't judge you.
Lying
You're a
piece of
fucking
shit.
grown ass man.
The lying motherfucker.
I don't judge you. Hey man, shit. You do what you do. Um, that's a good fucking question, bro. Um, Once again, I would have to refer to like what his upbringing is and what his, who's, if that's something he deems as important. Some people don't really put a lot of emphasis on that. Like they don't think that's a thing. Like that's it's like, oh, okay, you didn't open her door. So fucking what? You know what I mean? What does that have to do with how you treat her outside of that? So that's
You know
just my
what?
thing.
You know one thing I didn't put an emphasis on as far as woman man type thing,
What's the
and being in a relationship like being it took me because my father was sick, so there's probably a reason why. It's an excuse too, probably at the same time.
mm-hmm.
But I never knew. But uh having your woman pump gas.
that's the same as opening the door.
No, it ain't. I
I
I, I
think
can't
it
agree.
is.
I can't agree with you on that one.
You think that ranks
Now,
higher?
now I do the gas, the opening the door shit. So here's I do opening doors, and I don't do them all the time. I do them sometimes. Like if we had like big restaurants or big places, that's when I kind of do it. But I don't do it like you. You do it, no matter what. And that's how I'm not just
I don't do it
coaching.
100% of the time. I'll say 95%.
I ain't never seen you not do it. I tell you that much. I put it to you that
There's
much.
just yeah, there's it's rare occasions where I don't do it. But
Right.
most of the time, yeah, that is one of my things. Pumping gas, obviously, I wouldn't want my girl pumping her own gas if I'm
Hey,
with her.
so again though, I didn't know that until I became. I'm gonna say what I'm 36, about to be 37. I probably didn't know that shit until I was like 30 years old. I didn't know that was like a thing.
But where did that come from? Where did your lack of understanding that come from?
I never see. I mean, my dad was sick, so he couldn't. It was
You
either
didn't,
me or
right,
my
but
mom pump gas. So
right, so you
it
didn't see
never
an
was a
example
thing.
of it.
It never
Right.
was a thing until social media. She used to watch this one dude named Sushi. He's like a comedian, Instagram comedian, and he kind
Mhm.
of like made a big thing about it. And at that time, I was like, man, fuck out of here, nigga. Shit, nigga. Whatever. If I was like pumping it, she pumping it. But now,
You never felt weird just sitting in the car while she outside pumping gas?
because it was never a thing. Like
No, I'm not saying it was never a thing,
no.
but
So
I'm
look,
asking you,
if it's not a thing, then I wouldn't
you
know.
don't feel no type of way.
I never did. I didn't know.
That's
It
crazy.
was never a thing in my household. Again, my pops was always fucking sick, so he could barely drive most of the days. Like
Yeah.
very sick. So it was never a thing. My pops never even. I'm sorry, pops. I gotta rest in peace. But it was never even like I've never even heard that in my life, fam. Until
Mm,
you
yeah,
know, and
yeah.
then I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know, man. Um, yeah, to open the door, the pumping gas, whatever else you want to throw in there. Um, like I said, I wouldn't judge the dude if I didn't observe that. Um, it it depends on the upbringing. I'm not going to put that on him because I don't think that necessarily. You could see a motherfucker opening doors and pumping gas and still be
A
beating
dick.
on women. He could do some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It just don't automatically equal a good nigga just because he doing this, that, and the third. He could be on some fuck shit behind closed doors and you wouldn't know.
So you're a
You know?
turbo ass nigga, huh?
Absolutely not. But I'm just saying, like, you just don't know. Like, people can just put on, a certain, it could be a facade where they're like, oh, let me just open this door because I know this nigga looking. Let me pump it the gas because I know he looking. Let me do these things because I know he looking. But he could be on some bullshit, you know? So I don't know, man. Um, but like I said, I would definitely be honest, with my kids and let them know. And I would expound on it and let them know, like, I feel like she out of your league or he out of your league because of this, that, and the third.
They gonna hit you.
And
They gonna hit your ass with the reverse and say, nigga, your wife ugly. You go stay mama.
I'll be like, motherfucker, watch your mouth.
And I could definitely see Lonnie doing some shit like that. Lonnie would do that.
She would say something. Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
her
like nigga,
nigga,
my mama ugly, motherfucker.
her mouth is reckless, man.
She
She ain't
don't
got
give
no
a fuck.
filter, boy.
She don't give a fuck, man.
Ever since she told everybody you was beating her ass when we was playing.
Hey, hold on, I need you to elaborate on that, nigga. I need you to
You,
elaborate. I'm beat her ass, nigga.
I know she ain't. I know what she was doing, but
She said, nah, Dad, you did with me. Okay, beat her ass, nigga.
bro, that's one of the funniest fucking moments ever, man. I'll never forget that shit at Bow's crib. We playing King's Cup. Man, that shit came out of nowhere.
I don't remember what the topic was.
Right. What even made her say that shit? Like, what provoked her to come out and say that?
She was like a
She
little
said, "No,
girl.
Daddy, you whooped me too." Niggas is like, what?
Oh my god! Shut the
Now you got to explain yourself. That shit was fucking crazy, man.
I'm about to fuck her
Oh
up
my
when I get off the
god.
podcast.
You said what?
I'm about to go fuck her ass up once I get off this goddamn podcast. Yeah.
I wonder if she remember that shit. Have y'all talked about that recently?
Hell
No. I wonder if she remember that. If she remember saying that shit. That's funny, man.
yeah, so much shit
Oh
come out that
man.
motherfucker mouth probably died.
Craziness. Hey man, but we got the 3-hour mark, bro.
I told you
10:32. Huh?
I told you we gonna get 3 hours a day.
Yeah, man. I'm donezo. I gotta work
Yup.
early ever since this fucking daylight savings time bullshit.
Feel
Gotta
sorry
get up
for you, my
early.
brother. Feel sorry for you.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Hey, but man, we appreciate everybody tuning in to episode 15 of Gets the Grain podcast. Man, it was a pleasure. I know motherfuckers don't, but we're gonna keep saying if y'all ever got some topics you want to talk about, it could be some shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes motherfuckers have topics with their spouses or even friends. You're like, man, fuck it. I wanna get y'all take on it and chime in, you know, with everybody else who chime in the chat. Hit us up, man. We'll definitely talk about it, give our perspective on it, and go from there. But again, this was episode 15, man. I'm H, just my co-host T, man. We'll see y'all next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m.
Yup.
Until then, be